This is Fireman Ed, and you're listening to Jets Commute, Monday through Friday from 8 to 10 a.m. Jet fans, let's rock MetLife Stadium this year. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Go Jets! This is Fireman Ed, and you're listening to Jets Commute, Monday through Friday from 8 to 10 a.m. Jet fans, let's rock MetLife Stadium this year. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Go Jets! This is Fireman Ed, and you're listening to Jets Commute, Monday through Friday from 8 to 10 a.m. Jet fans, let's rock MetLife Stadium this year. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Go Jets!
Thing too. So I mean, I don't want like Carmichael or somebody that's not going to be a good offensive coordinator. So
Yeah, I prefer Flores only because of experience. I would rather have an
whatever.
experienced head coach, man, but
It
it
is what
sucks.
it is. What it is. I'm not going to stop rooting for them. Whatever. It sucks. It's not what we wanted, but I'm not. I'm going to give them a chance, and hopefully it works out. And if
Yeah.
it does, then everybody can, be
Benny,
happy.
continue
Hopefully.
on that. Go ahead, Benny. Keep going. You're
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Personally, I'm good. Every single fucking thing. Listen, is there a chance I'm wrong? Absolutely. I'm not gonna act like it's 100% certain. Like I can see the future, but but for me, every single thing I heard about Aaron Glenn, I heard about Robert Saleh. I really did. This Jets organization, again, it also depends very much on his staff, but this Jets organization has been playing offense of the like ground and pound, like whatever. We need offense in 2025. We need points in 2025. We're always ranked almost dead last in every fucking offensive metric. I'm sorry, we're doing the same thing all over again. And if you're telling me Aaron Glenn's be able to pick a good enough staff that we're gonna be able to develop a young quarterback, if not this year, next year, uh, cool. I just don't see it. I don't see it with Aaron Glenn. He wasn't even a great defensive coordinator. He wasn't even a fucking good defensive coordinator as far as I'm concerned. So we're giving him an opportunity just because he's a hot name, whatever. He played for the fucking Jets, in my opinion. And that's what we do. The hot coordinator that's due up. That's the person for the Jets job every freaking time. And when you look around the league, a lot of really good head coaches weren't necessarily the hot name. A lot of good head coaches were, I don't know, just like a shot in the dark. McVay was a shot in the dark. O'Connell was a shot in the dark. There's a lot of guys like that
Yeah.
weren't up next, and they grew into the job. And I think that's what we need to
But
do.
Benny, I mean, you're right. You have a right to your opinion, and I'm not going to knock you for, whatever. But I mean, before the guy even is here, they want him to lose. Like that's why. I mean, that's why we deserve what we've been getting for the
Yeah,
last
I mean, I'm
15
not
years.
knocking anybody, but I can't do that, man. I'm not going.
That's
And
why we deserve. That's why we deserve to. We've been. That's why we deserve losing for the last 15 years because you can't even give the guy a chance. Whatever. I mean, listen. I didn't want Glenn. I mean, I'm not mad about Glenn, and I'm not. He wasn't my first choice, but it is what it is. I'm gonna root for the guy, see what happens. If he sucks, then I'm not gonna sit up here and
it's a
say he
good
doesn't
point.
suck
It's a
if
good
he's
point,
not.
man.
You know,
And I don't. You're a little bit younger too, but Aaron Glenn was a really good Jet, man.
no, I
Like,
was watching the Jets since
no,
I
but
was born in '92, so I remember
right.
Glenn.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying, like, like
I mean he
I
was at
feel
the
like,
tail end of his career with the Jets when he was
yeah,
when he
he's
when I
he was a
started watching,
he
but
was
he was still
awesome as a
played.
Jet, man. He was
Yeah, he
he was
was.
fierce.
But like I said, he's not my preferred choice, but I'm going to give the guy a chance. I'm not going to sit up here and say, I want him to fail. It's not,
It's not about him failing. This is about the same old shit with the Jets. And I've been watching the Jets longer than anybody here. And I've seen this over and over and over. It will never end. It
But
will
Hector,
never
is it
end.
guaranteed if we hired McCown or somebody else that it would get fixed?
No, not
Josh
McCown.
McCown,
yeah,
I'm
they
I'm
tried it
just
with
We're
saying.
Gase,
so
Petey. They
yeah.
tried it with Gase.
Why we're so we tried it with Gates. We tried it with 5 defensive coordinators.
But
But
before
we're
my
so
time,
bad
I
that
mean,
no offensive coordinator would even look at us. So we go and we hire Tannenbaum, who we fired, who brings in all these guys, and Aaron Glenn was the guy that stood out. We knew that from day one it was going to be Aaron Glenn. You got McCarthy sitting out there that can put some semblance on his piece of shit team. That's how upset I am, and I have Jet stuff all over my goddamn house. So furious about this crap with the Jets.
All right,
but
so do
I
we
mean,
wait
Petey,
1 second,
before
Ant.
my time, right?
Do you
They,
think
they,
McCarthy deserves a third head coaching job? Honestly.
Why
I mean,
not?
he has like a 61%
No,
winning
I'm just
percentage.
asking. I think he does, but some
Yes.
people may not want McCarthy here.
Why are we
No,
taking a guy another? Look at the situation that we're in. Stuff that's going on in our locker room with our players. And why are we bringing some guy that's never done anything that we don't
Pete,
know?
Petey, but before, I mean, I was young at the time, but didn't the Jets, they hired a lot of offensive guys too in the past, correct?
Not
Like
really.
Uh, I mean, the,
when they went
they
for
had a
what,
good offensive
Kotite,
coordinator.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
Kotite,
Kotite.
not as
I
right?
mean,
coaches.
Bruce Coslet.
Bruce Cosler was good. He wasn't
Bruce
terrible.
Coslet. What? Wait, Joe Walton. I forget. Was he offensive?
Yeah, he had one good
Yeah.
year, and the team.
Parks. Terrence is coming up. He could tell you more about before Joe Walton days. But Parks, go ahead. I know you've been waiting.
Morning, Petey. Morning,
What's
everybody.
up? Good morning.
Uh,
Morning, June.
I'm trying to be semi-excited about Aaron Glenn and Newman. It's not there for me right now. It really isn't. Um, I, for once, can this organization do something a little outside the box? Yeah, listen. I'm not going to say Josh McCown's the next McVay. I'm not going to say he's the next Kevin O'Connell. Um, I just wish we would get a new offensive perspective into this organization. Um, Listen, I'm not rooting for Glenn to fail. I'm not at all. If he's the guy, they're able to hammer things down today. Okay, let's see what happens. But it's the same cycle again and again and again. When I'm at the point where who is he going to bring in here now as an OC? And I don't know, guys. I'm not thrilled. And we could be completely wrong. I was thrilled about Salah, and we all know how that went. So we'll see what happens here. But I'm not like over the moon right now. I'm not.
I get it, Harks. But there are people on here and Jet fans in general that keep saying, "Oh, just draft a quarterback. Eventually, we're going to hit one. Eventually, we're going to get it right. Eventually, just keep doing it." Why can't it be Glenn? I'm just saying. Like, why can't it be Aaron Glenn? I,
No,
I don't know if it's him. It probably isn't, but I'm not going to go and sit and
yeah, yeah, no, no.
assassinate the guy right
And
away. I'm just not.
anyone who's trying to assassinate him or do anything like that already is just that's just ridiculous. Got to give the guy a shot first before you do anything like that.
Good morning, June McSorley.
That's that. That's even lower.
Oh, by the way,
That's
congratulations, Buckeye.
Thank you, Petey.
you
Your
gotta.
turn, Pete. Your turn, June.
Why
June McSorley, your turn.
why you congratulating when why couldn't you done this shit before I came into
Buckeye, can you help for a little or
Yeah,
no?
yeah. Oh, I'd be happy to help today.
All right. Hold on, Dom. I'm bringing you up, Dom. Hold on.
yo, congratulations, brother.
Thank you, June.
This shit hurts.
Who's next? Terrence, go ahead. Start Caleb. Let me get Terrence real quick because Terrence is on his way commuting. And then I got you, Kev.
Hey, if that's our man Caleb, congratulations on the Commanders. And then if it's
It
not,
is. It's
my
Caleb.
bad.
Yep.
Okay, good. But yeah, I'm not enthused by the news between Aaron Glenn and Newmark. I mean, and PD, just as a personal note, because I know you respect him. Of all the people, Connor Rogers isn't really that enthused about Newmark at all. And to me, the whole thing is, did you really need to bring in the 33rd team to come up
Yeah,
with
that
this?
shit crazy.
To come up with this selection, it seems to me like Aaron Glenn was always the choice, and
Hmm.
that's fine, and we're gonna see. But like as some of the other people have been saying, I want to know who he's going to bring in as his OC, and I want to, I now I need more confirmation on how the staff is going to go. And in terms of Lance Newmark, I mean, kind of like the Berganzi uh, thing, and also the guy, I think it's Sullivan from the Packers. Like before he went to the Commanders, he was with the Lions organization for like 25 or 26 years, did a lot of things for them. But if there was a franchise up to 3 years ago that was as pitiful as we were, it was the Lions. So what was he doing for 20 years in that organization? But again, it looks like the fact that they haven't brought in any other candidates for second interviews, it seems like that's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
The fact that they know each other, so to me, if this is the choice, I'm happy about it because I want this to be closed up. But I definitely want to know how the staff is going to evolve before I really pass a final judgment. And let's rock and let's get the draft going and free agency and let's see what these guys can do. But I understand why a lot of people our age, that see this constant parade of people. It's like, and frankly, except for Adam Gase, we've always picked coaches with a defensive background under Woody's ownership. But you know what? I don't know who else is out there except for McCarthy. And I agree. The winning record and the fact that he did get Dallas 12 wins 3 years in a row. And then this year, yeah, like, everybody was hurt, but they still fought hard and played for him. But it's going to be one of those things like in 3 years, everybody's going to claim that they were never for this, and you're going to have that again. So I just hope that it does work out so we don't have those people that are like, remember when, which
Yeah.
is, as you know, Petey, the lowest form of
Well,
compensation.
Terrence, do you have anything else? Can I comment on that? I don't want. Are you good? All
I
right.
am
Well,
good.
to be fair, though, the Lions had its franchise quarterback in Stafford. They did. They just couldn't stop anybody. Their defense was horrendous. So,
In fairness to Newmark, isn't the hot topic in football right now Adam Peters?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's what this is, right? So
yeah,
this is not,
let's get
and Adam Peters came from the 49ers. Everyone loves the turnaround with the Commanders. So that's exactly what the Lance Newmark hire is.
yeah, let's get yeah,
Okay, that's
let's
fair.
get to K.
Okay, other people
Yeah,
with
let's
hands,
get to
let's go ahead.
Caleb and then Dom and Tony. All right, just guys, try and be mindful. All right, there's people waiting. Thanks, Caleb.
Yeah,
Congratulations on Daniels.
appreciate you, PD.
Go win the Super Bowl, brother. Shock the world.
Yeah, job's not finished. Job's not finished. I think I'm surprised by what some of y'all are saying. I feel like y'all should want Lance Newmark. Like, I mean, he helped build the Lions the last 2 years. He was part of the culture rebuild with us. And Aaron Glenn, I'm pretty sure everybody wants the offensive mind, but I did too on my team. But Dan Quinn changed the culture. If Aaron Glenn can change the culture and create a solid foundation for y'all, that should help. That should help you guys move forward. It's all about the front office and who you hire. Of course, if you want the offense to turn around, you got to pick the right OC. But you know, I would give this a chance, fellas. I think it could help y'all for sure. I mean,
Hey, Caleb, the thing is, we're doing the same exact thing that we've been doing. This is a first time GM and a first time head coach. And anytime someone get a first time job, there will be mistakes along the way. You know what I'm saying? So it's just yeah, it's
you
it's
got
it's
PTSD,
nothing.
June.
Yeah, man, for real, bro, for real, for
But
real.
June, in fairness, who is the GM out there right now that there's not a GM? There's not a. Is there a former GM that we could hire that we've been
No,
interviewing?
no,
In
no, no,
fairness,
no,
so
no.
oh yeah,
Listen,
that's right.
yeah,
Good point,
all
Brad.
right.
So there's one
Not
guy,
just
and they're
no,
not.
no, no, no. Is it Dorsey also?
Well, there's the guy that just got fired by the Raiders, but I mean,
Yeah,
He was with the Chargers.
I
So
forget all these people that are out
right.
there, man. It's
See what I'm
crazy.
saying? So now when you think about that, and then on top of that,
They didn't even interview. They didn't interview
th-
Dorsey though. It was only
well,
Dimitrov was the only
th-
guy, and
and,
Grigson. That was it.
and Anthony, that's crazy. Like
But to be fair, Joe, nobody interviewed Dorsey.
Yeah.
they,
Let's
they,
get to Dom,
yeah,
June, after Caleb.
Don
Thanks,
C,
man.
what up, brother?
Caleb, have a good week. Talk to you soon,
you
bro.
too, brother.
All right, bro. Dom, good morning.
Yes. Hey, good morning. Hey, two things as I've been listening. One to something you just said, Petey. You said, and I agree with the sentiment. I don't agree with it being used in this context, but you said, if you missed on a quarterback, keep taking shots, right? So why can't you keep taking shots with defensive coordinators, or why not take a shot with Aaron Glenn? Like, it's different because you keep taking shots with quarterbacks. You fire for a quarterback and it doesn't work out. You move, you cut your losses, you move on. That's one player. With a head coach, it's a whole organization, right? If you keep taking shots, if you keep doing the same thing and it doesn't work, every time you do it, you're kind of setting yourself back a little bit. So doing it with a head coach where it affects an entire organization, and doing it with a quarterback. Um, Although I think you should do it with the quarterbacks, it's completely different. It's apples and oranges.
That's fair.
So that's
Good
one.
point. Yep.
Two, to the whole Lance Newmark thing. Listen, the reality is, guys, and I don't. This is because I count myself for this as well. I'm speaking for myself and for 99.5% of us. Like, we don't know shit about these. We don't know shit about these GMs. We have no idea what's going to make Lance Newmark different than John Eric Sullivan, different than this Alec Hallaby. We know what we read and what we hear and so on and so forth. We don't know shit about these GMs. Um, I think Buckeye said it, and I had posted something along the same lines yesterday, and I like the idea that he was handpicked to be the second in command with possibly the best you know offensive mind out there these days in Adam Peters. So maybe that stands for something. But we don't know who these guys know or what they do or if they're good or if they're not going to be good. You know what I mean? You want to say, you want to make the argument that you didn't want a new guy and a new guy paired up. Fine, I get it. You know what I mean? We all have our opinions and whatnot. Like I said, Glenn was not my choice. I'm going to still root for the Jets, and I'm going to hope that I'm wrong. But that's just it. I'll shut up. There's a lot of hands.
Good points, Dom.
Benny, what's up, brother?
Let's Benny talked already. Hold on, Benny, because
Oh,
I got something I want to speak to Benny about. Tones, go ahead. Let's talk about the Mets instead of the Bills. All right. I'm just kidding, man. What up?
Nah, it's all good. I gotta keep on football and worry about baseball later. But anyway, outside looking in, man, watching you guys, I feel like, hey, I don't really know where you guys are at with the whole Rodgers and Devontae Adams stuff, but I feel like if you guys are gonna get a first time guy and hit a slight reset button, focus on the draft, the next couple drafts or whatever, like Josh McCown might be the guy to go with because it just feels like you guys really need that offensive minded head coach. And if it's not going to be Mike McCarthy, then you might as well start from the ground up, with a guy who you guys are familiar with, who you guys have kept for a year at kind of a mentorship role with you guys and is familiar with the organization. Um, I get the whole Aaron Glenn thing being that he was a former Jet. He's a great DC with he's gonna get looks from anywhere, but man, I feel like you guys keep setting yourself backs with these picks, and I know nobody could predict what it is, what Glenn is gonna be, but it just feels like it, if you're gonna go first time, go with the guy who was a quarterback at least, and who has shown that he can coach at this level from an offensive standpoint, so as a quarterback's coach, whatever, and give him that shot. Because the truth is, nobody knows who Glenn is going to hire as OC, and I think McCown is probably more equipped to be on this to talk to an Aaron Rodgers or something like that, from that standpoint and kind of not back down or give way, whatever it is that you guys might end up doing. But I feel like there's a big mistake coming by going the DC route for you guys, and it sucks. It sucks to see because I do want you guys to get competitive because I do go to Jersey to watch the games a lot. So when the Bills come down.
Good points, man. I mean, the only thing that I'll say is, do you think Glenn would want Rodgers? Honestly, Jeff fans, do you think that he wants Rodgers to play? I mean, you guys know I advocated for Rodgers. I don't care if he comes back. I'm not mad at all. But do you think Glenn wants Rodgers or no, or he wants to just start with the stopgap? Anybody?
I'd be shocked if they take this cap purgatory with Rogers, Petey. It's cap hell for 2 more years. I'd be shocked.
Okay.
I think if I'm a GM, I've got to start with resetting a cap and putting us in a position to reset, not dragging something that's failed further.
All right. Just asking. Terrence, you came off the mic. What? I know you don't want Rodgers back.
I don't.
Right.
And for this, and exactly what Buckeye, and congrats Buckeye, said. And I think that'll be Newmark's decision, not Aaron Glenn's decision. Because I'm assuming he's going to be deciding personnel. The only thing I will say is that Aaron Glenn has that special. Some coaches do have it where, he did play professionally and he played at a high level. So maybe he has that insight with Raj. Maybe another coach wouldn't. But, to me, the right thing to do would be to cut your losses this year and be ready for 2026.
Benny, go ahead. Fair enough,
But
Terrence.
Aldrich was a player too. That didn't work too good for us.
He was forced
Yeah,
though. He's
yeah,
not a head coach.
No. I'm saying as far as Aaron Glenn.
yeah. Well, Aaron Glenn was like an all-pro cornerback. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I watched him play. He was great.
Yeah, Benny, go ahead. And then
Yeah.
Jones after Benny.
So I just want to say this, bro. Um, yeah, like I got quote unquote cooked on Twitter yesterday. I'm standing on it.
Public enemy number one, Benny.
Yes, sir. Public, and I love it. I love it here.
Nah,
People,
you're good here, man. Don't
The
worry.
Crocs were melting, man.
yeah, absolutely, Darren. But all that, like all jokes aside, I'm gonna stand on it. I don't want to be just good enough. Like I'm not. I don't want to be where we're at now. Like 5-6 wins, whatever. Like if we're gonna be bad, I want to be fucking full on bad. Like that's just me. Um,
It's not
and
I'm
just
this
you,
with
this
you.
is
bro.
this is
I'm
this
It's
is
with
my
you.
it's not
and this
just
is my
you.
thing. This is my thing.
We're here with you.
Yes, sir. This is
No,
my thing, man.
I'm not part of we here, so go ahead.
But this is just my thing. Uh, I I'm interested to know because no one's really been able to tell me. Take the line. He's a leader of men out of Aaron Glenn's
Mm-hmm.
um
Resume.
persona
Mm-hmm.
and tell me why he is qualified to be a head coach
He's
because
a
it
former Jet.
certainly isn't
Mm-hmm.
his defensive prowess, and everyone loves to say he was a part of the change in Detroit. He was this, he was that. But if you really look at it, tell me what over the last 3 years where Detroit has slowly built itself up. Did anyone really ever think, what makes Detroit really special? That defense. No, it's
Woody
what makes
Johnson.
it the thing that made Detroit really special was the fact that they were able to out scheme, outscore absolutely fucking everybody. And everyone knows that the real weak link on Detroit was their defensive side of the ball. And missed me with the injuries because through 3 or 4 years of being a DC, he hasn't had a top 15 defense. Matter of fact, it's been bottom five more often than not. So again, take leader of men out of the equation because I heard that same shit about Salah. So you can miss me with that argument. Take leader of men outside of that,
But
outside of
who's
what Aaron
putting
Glenn
leader
brought
of
in for
men though in it, Benny?
everybody.
Yeah.
Listen, you don't think okay, so tell me how Josh McCown's a leader of men because he was a quarterback?
Everyone has
I'm
also
just
said the same
asking.
thing.
He's never
Yeah, yeah.
called a play in his life.
Neither did O'Connell. Neither did McVay.
Okay, now you're putting that guy into these guys have won. Now,
No, I'm
fair
not.
point.
I
I'm not.
think
Fair
I'm
point.
not
Rex.
saying.
That's a
I'm
I
not
good
think.
saying.
point.
I
That's a
think
good
Rex is
answer.
a
Go
better
ahead.
leader of men and a better defensive coordinator than
Yes.
Glenn.
Flores. Absolute.
Yeah, and Flores too. If that's
Honestly,
what we're
this is
looking
my.
for.
Let me just say my take, and then we'll go. Benny, I can't argue with you on that whole thing. That was pretty good with O'Connell and McVay. If we're hiring a defensive guy, honestly, this may be bad. I'd rather have Flores just because he's had experience. That's just my opinion. I don't want
That's
either of
me.
them, honestly.
That's me.
Petey, can I ask you a
So
hypothetical?
PD, PD, if you want Flores, you might as well let your sons become Eagles fans now. I'm not even
nah,
gonna lie.
kid.
I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not
All right,
even gonna lie.
Hey,
all
can I
right.
just ask if Detroit's offense was so prolific? Is that part of the reason why the defense statistically was below 15 or whatever the halfway point
No,
was? No?
No.
no.
Okay. But I mean, like if they're blowing people out, isn't it? Like remember that
It
game we played against the Colts where we were raving about who was it, throwing for 300 yards and everything, but basically they were always in control of the game like 3 years ago?
parents. It's actually easier to call defensive plays. You can take more risks and chances when you're
Mhm.
playing with the lead.
Okay.
It's a
That's
you're calling the game completely differently if it's a tight game or if your offense is rolling. You'll blitz more.
That's
You'll set traps more. You're calling the game differently.
that's why he's always blitzing.
Hey, PD, go ahead and give the people in the space the good news I
Mm,
just DM'd you.
oh
Go
yeah,
ahead.
you want to promote your cousin? Cousin.
No, no, no. I just want to let y'all know that the Jets, they trying to get a real nigga. I'm just saying.
Oh
All right.
my
Just
God.
saying. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
All right.
Hey, I call it
Jones, go
like I
ahead.
see it.
Jokes.
T
What's up,
Y'all
T.
ain't
man?
that
Good
much
morning,
popping, and
Hold
gentlemen.
y'all
on.
want
T
a real nigga.
T
Y'all ain't
T
popping
T.
no
T
more.
T. I got it. June T. I don't want to say bye Eagles bye. So keep flying. Hold on.
Jones.
Top of the
Thanks,
morning.
June.
Top of the
What's
morning,
up,
gentlemen.
Jones?
Good
Hey,
morning.
Jones, are you
Buckeye,
coming in here to
I'm
get
gonna send you
June?
the list, Buckeye.
Nah, I'm not coming
All
in
right.
here to get June. I actually agree with the past few speakers that
Thank
have
you.
went on and said what they said. I don't want Glenn either.
Thank
I
you.
didn't want him either. And staying in Michigan, I was in the gym talking to somebody about that. They was like, man, listen, the Detroit fans are saying he can go. The Lions fans are saying he can go. They said whoever they hire is going to be. They believe he will be a much better improvement. Uh, I do think with cornerback wise, he would improve our cornerback play, and I think he'll be able to coach them up from a perspective. But
What did he do with Jeff Okuda, Jones?
I mean, Jeff Okuda, he wasn't good. When did he get drafted? 4 or 5
He
years
was a
ago.
top 5 pick.
And
Yeah, but
did he do anything? Like why do you think that he would do anything? Because of Marshawn Lattimore? I don't even understand
But
that.
jokes, that's one draft pick though. Let's look at some of the good coaches that have
yeah,
had
I'm
big good
So
picks.
name me a player.
Terry and
Well, let's
Arnold,
all right.
Brian
Let's think
Branch,
about this.
Terry and
I
Arnold,
like what you're saying, but let me think about this.
Brian Branch, Elif Ifanwu. Those are good players. Those DBs, they're actually good.
So
Don't know if you know Mike Robertson, but he
that's a
played really good this year, and he's
first and second round
not
pick.
as good as the corners we have.
Can you hear jokes, Jersey Jet?
Yeah, he heard me.
Oh,
Oh,
He brought up a name I
my
don't
bad.
even know who he's talking about.
yeah, but
Good.
yeah,
That's a name.
Ifanwu, Brian Branch.
Brian Branch was a second pick. He was projected to be a top 15 pick and fell because of his speed.
I don't even know if he's good. Is Anzalone good?
Yeah,
I mean,
Anzalone's good.
He's a nice
hands.
player.
Yeah,
He's a
you know
Swiss. He's a
he
Swiss
was
Army
with the
knife.
Saints. He was decent, and listen, he developed a little bit with them.
Aline McNeil was a fifth round pick. Uh,
I think outside of Lattimore, the one guy that you can single like circle that had an effect that Glenn had an effect on is probably Kirby Joseph.
Yeah, that was huge. Kirby
And
Joseph
let's listen. People
and
could say
Branch's
injuries
development.
don't matter, but they lost Aiden Hutchinson.
So
That's
what?
a huge. That's a huge loss.
But don't you think that it's weird that everybody's giving him an excuse about injuries? Are they going to
No
give him an?
jokes.
Hold
nah,
on. Are they going to
that,
give him an excuse when his offensive players get hurt? Are you going to say, it's all right. The team sucks because everybody got hurt.
nah,
Like, is that going to be acceptable?
No,
nah, you're
Okay,
no.
so
right. That
why is it acceptable as a defensive coordinator? I
Because
know why.
jokes. The
Because you're
bottom
pushing him
line
for a
is you
job.
don't want Glenn here, and I get it.
No, the
I
That's
don't
the
bottom
see
bottom
that.
line is
line. You're not
no.
even
See,
giving the guy a chance.
Yeah,
you can say that I don't want him here because you have nothing else to say. I can tell you
Oh,
that
come on. It's not about that.
it is. You said that I don't want him here, so that's what it is. I'm telling you that a guy that is statistically one of the worst defensive coaches has been pushed
Hmm.
for a head job for the last 3 fucking years.
Okay. So who has
And
Josh
But
McCown developed this
is
year?
he
You're going
is
to
he gonna
say
call
Sam
plays for
Darnold?
I
defense?
don't know,
Are you
Josh
going to say?
McCown. You want to bring up Josh McCown?
I'm just asking.
Josh
I'm
McCown was
just
going to get
asking a
hired by
question. Don't get mad.
The Houston Texans were going to hire Josh McCown until they leaked it and their fans got angry. So that's a second
Okay.
Who
team. That Josh McCown.
who here trusts Woody?
That's even less of
Not
a.
even me.
I bet if I had to bet, I'm bet he's got it wrong again. Because, like I said, he went through this whole process and it was all BS. It was Aaron
So,
Glenn
yeah.
from day one.
Here's
Hold
the
on, Hector.
here's my
Jokes, real
big
quick. I have a quick question.
here's my biggest problem, Petey, with this
Go ahead.
entire charade. You're hiring Joe Douglas was a sought after up and coming star.
Yep.
You got him. Salah was the best of the crop when he got hired. You're doing the same thing you did 4 years ago with guys that weren't even as qualified as the guys you brought in the last time. You're doing the same exact thing, expecting different results. It's insanity. And I had it. It's dumb. We
So,
are a dumb
all right, Joke.
organization.
So, all right. So, and I think they should hire. I think they should hire Brady or somebody. I do. But you think now, you think they're going to be bad regardless anyway next year, no matter who hires,
That
no?
hey, that was my
But why don't you? Why you? When you say things like that, my
Hmm.
response to you is you can't see the forest beyond the trees, my brother. You're worried about next year. I'm worried about winning a Super Bowl in 3 or 4.
Yeah, but
I don't.
Jokes, what, there's
What
no
does that?
plan.
you
There's
have
no
to
plan.
Who do you do you? This is the $1 million question. I heard somebody
Go
else say
ahead.
it. Do you trust Aaron Glenn to identify the next future quarterback of the New York Jets, and then have a staff that's going to groom him?
Probably not.
If the answer is no, he should not be
All
hired.
right, Jokes.
I,
But to be fair, what about the GM? If the GM drafts the
The
guy
G
right, it's on the
the
GM.
GM was a part of a losing organization for 20 years, got passed over left and right, and it didn't change until they
Hmm.
brought a guy from the outside and Brad Holmes, who
Mm-hmm.
then promoted
Oh,
him, and then
hmm.
he left after 1 year. And you know
All
the
Mm-hmm.
right.
only thing that I can think of when you bring up and you look up his name, he showed Jaden Daniels how to use the internet and how to use virtual reality to be a better quarterback. Like, give me a fucking break.
Okay, Jokes. To be fair though, the Lions had a franchise quarterback. Stafford would have made the Hall of Fame with the Lions with his numbers. So they had the right guy. They just didn't have the right people there.
And how do you? And when they drafted Matthew Stafford, this guy was probably running around getting coffees for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear that. I'm not
You're
arguing
talking
that.
about 17 years ago.
I
What was he
understand
picking
that.
up donuts?
Other than
Okay,
this saying too money, Glenn.
let me
CB, jump in after
what,
this. Just
what
jump in, man.
say, Petey. The point I was gonna say is one point that this entire fan base I didn't thought we would agree on is everybody doesn't want Glenn. So the writing is already on the wall for him. Even though I don't want him, I'm willing to let him fail and see what he wants. But the writing is on the wall for him. It is not going to be a good season if he's hired. Nobody's going to give him a chance. Everything he does is going to be, well, it's not going to be let him fuck up once. The writing is on the wall for him. Nobody wants him. You might as well go ahead and scratch it.
Hey, listen, I got to jump in a meeting, Peter, real quick. I just actually wanted to jump in and say, Buckeye, congratulations. At least you have something that you can root for in football. At least you have one team that won't let you
I
down.
appreciate you, bro.
But
I was gonna say he's a Nick fan, Jokes, but that
get
doesn't matter.
get ready to learn Aaron Glenn, boys, and you're gonna like it.
Hey, Jokes, are you still here? Oh, he left. Jokes. I'll make sure I take a selfie with him. I also forgot to say that Buckeye, congrats, brother.
Thank you, Dom.
You got it. I hope that's why you have a
Yeah, it has something to do with it. That's for sure.
CB. Go ahead, CB.
Good morning. Good morning, Buckeye. Congratulations.
Thank you,
Happy
brother.
for you. June, fuck you. Anyway, good morning, everybody.
Thank you,
Listen,
CB.
you're welcome. Nah, real quick, guys. I'll speak for myself, but I won't speak for this fan base. I know some of y'all have been hurt a lot longer than I have. I'm gonna just be patient, man. Like I'm not gonna react to any of these hirings or whatever until I see the staff that's fully built. Which brings me to the question, and I'll land with this: are we confident that Aaron Glenn will be able to identify which Lions offensive staffers he wants and confidently pull them away from not only Dan Campbell, but from Ben Johnson, who I'm sure is also recruiting them? So I'm just curious on you guys' thoughts.
Mm, yeah, that's a great question. No, I'm not confident at all.
Probably not, but I'm sure he'll get somebody from the staff. But I'm not. Listen, I'm not going to lie and CB and say I've dissected the whole Lion staff.
June, he's going to bring in Johnny Hector as running backs coach.
Here's the
They're
thing, though,
close.
CB. If you're a guy that's looking to be an offensive guy, and you're going to follow either Ben Johnson to take over Caleb or follow Glenn to take over this Jets route, you're probably following
Ben,
Ben
all
Johnson
day.
because he's going to set you up for a high probability of a head coaching job.
I would love.
I
Oh, I'm sorry, Buckeye.
No, that's it. That's it. It's gonna. I think he's gonna have a tough time getting his prime candidates. I've been mentioning JT Barrett. I think that's maybe a guy that he could pluck, but I can't imagine Brunel will run to be with Glenn.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
Yeah, we don't know that, and if you're going to take anything positive, I think that you could say that there's still a chance. Listen, Brunell might stay in Detroit. You know that we forget about that option as well. But yeah, the guys from the defensive side are probably. I mean, your Buckeye's correct. I think if he's going to poach anybody, it's probably going to be the guys from the defensive side. They do say that he's got a very good and close relationship with JT Barrett. Now, is JT Barrett ready to be promoted and become an offense coordinator? I have no idea, Um,
Brunel was here already. I don't think he's going to come back to the shit show. I really don't.
I don't think
But as a player,
if he gets an OC job, and again he's
He
going to take the right OC job, and a promotion's a promotion, but I think he's going to follow Ben if Ben wants him.
yeah, absolutely. But look, listen. I said this months ago. The Jets will end up with a second to third tier head coach because the job is not desirable. And here we are.
yeah, well, whatever, man. We all knew that was happening for the most part. So if you guys want to come up and speak, please do so. I see a few
Yo,
people in here.
I,
What up? Go ahead,
out
Tom.
of curiosity, what are you guys expecting next year? Like, or full transparency?
Okay, I'm going to answer that. This is unpopular. I'm expecting a coach to come in, and be competitive and have a chance maybe be in it the last 2 weeks and be in the hunt for the wild card.
wow.
That's what I'm expecting. I'm not going
Well,
into a
yeah,
season.
wow.
Hey, listen, why? Why not?
Petey, can I ask you a different hypothetical?
Yep.
And no judgment. Let's say it falls closer to what I think everyone else is thinking, which is a top 5 pick, because I
Yep.
think the consensus is going to be that.
Mhm.
And I think you're leaning towards you personally that you would rather watch Devontae with Rodgers.
Yep.
So I'm going to put you back in the hot seat of we're at the final game, and I'm going to make it interesting. We're playing Buffalo in the final game,
Hmm.
and that's the difference between us selecting, let's say, fourth or second. You want to win that game
Nope.
with Devontae and Aaron Rodgers?
Well, I'm going to answer your question with I don't think the Jets will be top four if Devontae and Rogers play next year. So,
Well, we were 7 this year, and we weren't far off. So it wasn't. It's not. Just work with me. If we're in that position next year, do you want that win?
Your
Do you
Honor,
do you want
please instruct the witness to answer
You,
the
you
question.
already know what he's about. We all know what he's about to say.
Petey,
it's a three-letter word, Buckeye.
Deflecting.
Your Honor, please instruct the witness to answer the
He will
question.
not.
I don't. I never root for them to lose.
Mm.
So there's your answer.
No, and I get it's I don't tell people how to fan organically.
Yeah.
As we keep missing the opportunity to even draft the top of the quarterback, whether we get it right or wrong, even the opportunity, organically we lose, right? So organically we don't have Drake May. Organically we don't have Jaden Daniels. Organically we don't have Cam Ward. It's just an organic situation of winning these meaningless games and really not being into like the playoff conversation for years now. I like we went for it. We failed. It's just the reset time for me. That's just me.
No, it's not just you, brother.
I get it. It is what it is.
And the biggest fear of mine, and again, I don't think Aaron's back, so it won't matter. I know he'll be trying to throw touchdowns to Devontae Adams to win any game and celebrating as if we are about to win a Super Bowl. Like I can't like that was it's it. I'm done. I don't like
That's a
those.
miss me.
Yeah, I can't watch that celebration anymore because we're left with this.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, bro. But again, I'm not going into next. You think Aaron Glenn's coming in here thinking he's going to win 3 games next year, or any coach?
I think
Come
it was
on.
part. I think it was part of the interview. I think it was part of the interview. And again, Woody, we all know. Like I think we universally think what we think about him. But I think I'd be crazy to not think that part of the interview was that next year is going to be. It has to get brutal before it gets better.
Mm-hmm.
I
Just
think that's
look
part of everyone's interview.
100%. PD, if you look at the team next year, our offense.
That wasn't me.
Probably got a phone call.
Go ahead. No, that was a fat finger move by either me, you, or Buckeye.
That was me. I accident. Sorry.
All right.
Taylor.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Good morning, Kayla.
First, good morning,
Good
everybody.
morning.
I did the same thing. I was in another jet space yesterday, but I got literally blasted for the exact same thing. All I want to tell y'all is not to worry. Like, I know it may not be the guy y'all wanted. Just think a year ago, our fan base, nobody wanted Dan Quinn. I already knew we was going to get him because the conversation we had, but nobody wanted him like at all. They wanted the offensive guy. It's not always about what you want. It's who you got. It's the leadership. It's building that brotherhood. Like anytime, anywhere, anything. I think if Anthony Glenn puts together a solid staff, not this year because y'all don't got a quarterback yet, but next year, y'all gonna be on to something because I believe in him. Like as a coach, I think he has more potential just for different coaches respecting him, players respecting his style. Like y'all gotta give him a chance. And you know what in the Bible says, you need just have to have faith a size of a mustard seed. And it seems like y'all don't got no faith. It's supposed to be a new era, or y'all got a lot of talent on your roster. Just because y'all didn't get the guy y'all want, so what? In life, nobody gets what they want. Nowhere in life at all. Y'all just gotta be grateful. Y'all moving from a new direction. Y'all got a new general manager, a new head coach. Y'all got young talent, and you never know. This season itself told me anything is possible in the NFL. Even if it's next year for y'all make that big jump, just starting a foundation. But all this, we should have got an offensive guy. It doesn't matter. Aaron Glenn even told y'all himself. It's not about being an offensive guy and a defensive guy. He's dedicated, and I would think he would want the fan base behind him as well. And
Of
another thing,
course, Kayla. He's a former Jet. You don't think he wants to succeed here? It's the team that drafted him.
I
Like,
know,
don't
but
you
like
think he's going to be motivated to prove everybody
to me, the
wrong?
biggest thing is him building that staff. I think that's the biggest thing. Because what we did with Jaden, we got a Brian Johnson, we got a Bobby Johnson, we got a David Blau, we got we got different people to develop the staff. It's about the culture, everybody buying in together. It's not always about the big name. Who knows? Ben Johnson and Caleb may not even mesh. Look what our defense did to Ben Johnson's offense the other day. It's not always greater just because the person got the bigger name. What if Glenn gets to another coach and he does absolutely amazing because you don't know nothing unless you give a person a chance. You can't shoot somebody off because they haven't had a chance yet. And just like with the Cowboys last year, everybody talked about Dan Quinn after they did terrible against the Packers that last playoff game. And look what that doesn't matter now. Like y'all just gotta give the guy a shot. Like all of this is not giving him a shot. In all love, and again, Petey, you told me the other day we would lose to the Lions too, so that's it.
I mean, I thought the Lions were going to win. I'm not. Most of the whole country thought it for the most part, except for
For not
Panther
not me.
fans.
I knew the Lions would lose that game back in February. I posted a tweet that the Lions will not win a playoff game this year in
That's
February.
fine.
So
Kayla, respectfully, I stand corrected on here. It's not the first time I'll be wrong. It's definitely not the last time. But you're always welcome in here, Kayla. You know that. Good takes.
I just hope y'all took some of the stuff that I said. Cause like
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
just
not. Listen, I'm not gonna listen. I hope if when the Jets hire Glenn, if they do, I hope they invite me to the press conference. I'll go. I'm not gonna boo when they freaking introduce him. I'm gonna clap.
Good
Uh,
morning, beautiful people. What's going on, Petey? I got a question. I'm quick
yo,
here.
Pete, what's Pete's takes are gonna be less than 5 minutes, correct, Pete? You know I
Yeah,
always got
this
to
is
start
gonna.
off like that.
I love you for that. Hey, I do want to ask, what is your conscious feelings on Aaron Rodgers being here for like another year or two?
Well, nobody in the fan base, except for maybe a couple of people, want him back. So I don't care if he comes back. That's my
But
take.
what is your what do you initially feel like? What is gonna happen? You think he's
I don't
coming
think
back?
he'll.
Cause
I don't think he'll be back.
no,
No, no.
mm, not because I think he's gonna come back. I really do. I don't think
For the
he's going anywhere.
Jets,
Yeah, and I also believe not only is he going to come back, I believe he has a good 2 years, 2 to 3 more years with you guys. That's just what I firmly believe.
let's
Aaron
see. I
Rodgers is
doubt
the
it.
quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback. That roster, the way you guys have it set up, is it is talented. I don't know if Aaron Glenn is the coach looking from the outside. You know, you guys have a talented defense. You guys, Aaron
Had.
Glenn might
No, no,
just
no,
be
no.
that guy.
We had a
Aaron
talented
Glenn might
defense.
just be that guy. You know that?
All right, let
Because
me ask. Yeah, let me ask the Pete. You just made me think of something real quick. Jet fans, do you think the Jets have more talent on the defensive side right now with Jermaine Johnson coming back, or the offensive side?
Questions on both sides, big time questions.
Okay, but which side do you think has more talent?
I mean, of course,
my
you're gonna
guess is
side the
offense.
defense. No, no,
My guess is offense, Petey.
really.
I'm going to go offense too.
Okay, we don't have a tight end. We don't have a right tackle. We don't have a
You don't
quarterback
have any more wide receivers. You just got one.
besides Garrett. Yep.
What do we
I
have
think
on?
that the
What do we have on defense? We don't have safeties. We don't have a
well, I
corner. We don't have a
we have
tackle.
a corner though. We have an all-pro
One,
corner.
one,
Okay,
Oh my god.
so we still
right?
have an all-pro corner, June
Okay,
Hood.
Oh my god.
that's we have one corner, right, Petey? We don't
Yep,
have a D tackle,
we
and we
do
don't
have
have
a
no.
D tackle. We have Quentin Williams.
That's
But,
one.
right.
Okay, we
Who,
have two D.
who,
We have two defensive ends, Will McDonald and Jermaine Johnson.
and Quincy. So we got 3-star players because everybody else, McDonald's is not a two-way player,
Okay, he
and
still had over 10 sacks.
Johnson's coming off an injury.
Yes, that's fair. I think we have more talent on the defensive side, to be honest.
Just said defense. Yeah.
But
Uh,
that's based on what you're saying with Aaron Rodgers being out and Devontae Adams being out.
well, yeah, I mean that right. I answered that question because I want Devonte Adams back, Pete. I
He's not
do.
going anywhere. Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, they're not going anywhere. Give that gig up, Jet fans. That's what it is. That's what you guys are gonna ride with this upcoming year with a defensive minded coach like Aaron Glenn that's gonna soup up that defense and let Aaron Rodgers and his guys go out there and handle business.
Hold on, hold on. How's he going to soup up the defense when he couldn't soup up Detroit's defense?
You're talking about a depleted Lions defense.
You're talking
No,
about
no,
a
no, no.
depleted Jets
Let's keep
defense.
it real. For 3 years,
And the
his
talent is not
defenses
even
have been mid at best. That's the truth. And you have a guy, and again, I'm not hating on him, but I'm just speaking the truth. His defenses have never been healthy or not, have never been in the top echelon of
No,
defenses.
we haven't.
And now you have not only a completely different system. Aaron Glenn runs more
Blitz.
Man,
cover one man and
yes.
cover two man
Man.
than anyone in the league, and the Jets ran the second least amount anyone in the league on
Hmm.
a defense where you got to replace 5 or 6 starters and oodles of depth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried about him and the quarterback thing. I'm worried about him and the defense.
Mm-hmm.
Dom,
Good
real
point,
quick,
Dom.
Dom, do you see, okay, real quick, Dom, and then Mark, jump in. Do you see Eccles re-signing with the Jets and Tony Adams and Ashton Davis?
Oh God, no.
I'm just
Uh,
asking because that's part of depth.
Listen, I have no idea about the safety room. I have no idea. They've had two very active safeties. You know, if Glenn and Newmark, or if they end up being the combo and they're on the same, wavelength, I expect the Jets to address safety early and often in the draft or in free agency. I expect that to be a position of need, especially if you're going to run a lot of
Man.
0-1 and cover two man. You need those guys in the back that know what they're doing. So to your point, Petey, I would probably say Adams and Ashton Davis is a wild card because of his special teams abilities. I'd probably say no to Tony Adams, and I like Tony Adams, but I'd probably say no. Um, Eccles, who knows? Is the question is I guess they're going to have to figure out, is Eccles really an outside man coverage cornerback, because that's what's going to be necessary in that defensive scheme. I think Sauce can play man. I think
Mm.
Sauce is not scheme specific, but is Eccles that guy? I think there's a better chance that you see Sherwood. If you have to prioritize, I think you prioritize Sherwood in this defensive scheme if it's Glenn more so than Eccles.
Tom, is there an OC that would get you more excited about Glenn if he's the head coach? Is there an OC? And again, a realistic one.
Andy Reid, is that realistic?
No, no.
I don't know, man. I don't. I don't.
Like I said, the defensive line and even the linebackers are weak. The whole team.
Every
This is
day.
a
I mean, there's a lot.
disaster.
There's a lot of work that needs. That's the funny part, is that Jets fans, we don't know what modern day offense looks like, because it doesn't seem like we've ran it
Right.
for years. So we're all concerned about the offense. And yes, the quarterback position is obviously the most important on the field. But like, the reality is that this team is going to need a complete defensive overhaul. So what happens 6 weeks in, to a complete defensive overhaul if the team's letting up 40 points? You don't think the vultures are going to be saying, "Oh, we hired a defensive coach and look what he's doing. Our defense sucks." You don't think that's coming?
Of
Prepare
course,
Mosley's
yourself.
Dom. It's
gone.
coming. It's coming
That's
anyway.
not
Mosley's
happening.
gone. Who's our defensive leader?
Don't have none.
Well, Mosley's still under contract. You don't know that he's gone yet.
But he's
Tom,
Yeah,
can I
old.
throw
listen,
can I throw a DC at you and tell me if you hate it or no? Pierce. If Pierce is the DC with Glenn, do you like that? Hate it?
I don't, I don't really have an opinion. I think the guy, I can't think of his name right now. I know he's interviewing with Jacksonville for a second time. He was Pierce's DC in Oakland. He also was the DC in for the Giants. Somebody help me out. I can't think of his name.
Not Wink.
No, no, no. He was before Wink, and then he was with Pierce, and he was the DC in Oakland or Las Vegas with Pierce the past 2 years.
Hey, what makes it? And believe me,
Are
I'm
you
not.
talking about Patrick
It,
Graham?
Patrick
Yes,
Graham.
Patrick
Yeah,
Patrick
Graham.
Graham.
Yeah,
Mark, jump
he's a
in,
guy
Mark.
that I would be interested in. His teams
what
are
makes Glenn more qualified in Pags
what?
than Pags Spagnola?
Spag.
Pagnoa.
Nothing. I mean, I don't know what makes him as a head coach. Nothing. He's never done it, and Spags has. So if there's
Right.
anything more, I mean, if they're equal across the board, Spags has experience from doing it before. So
Mark Torres, go ahead.
Oh, good morning.
Thanks for being patiently waiting like 50 Cent and
Oh,
Eminem.
on the decorum. I'm
Morning,
just
Mark.
good morning. I'm just listening. I'm confused why everyone's so upset. Like,
Can I just, Mark? I
I
want to
don't
tell you something. You
understand.
had
Good
the
morning,
best
Mark. I'm
line
just
for the year.
confused because I don't understand why Jet fans are thinking that Aaron Rodgers is not going to be the quarterback there next year. Like, how is that not
Yeah,
like?
but we're not worried. Pete, we're not worried about that right now, honestly. We want the coach and GM,
Well, Pete,
situated. So at least there's a
yeah,
plan.
Pete, you gotta understand. And I mean, I've been listening to the fan base for 2 years on here, and to be perfectly honest with you, folks don't really know what they want. They get great defense, and then they run the guy out of the building. They get great players and then they run them out of town and they see them in the playoffs with other teams. I'm not convinced the fan base really knows. The only thing I know is that the fan base is hurting. Like this is as low. I'm hearing folks who are longstanding fans like shit on some of the great players and want them to leave. Like I don't understand. This is about as low as I've heard the fan base. And to Kayla's point, I heard what she said. The idea that you're not giving Aaron Glenn even a shot, that folks are calling for him to be fired when he's actually taking a second interview. Like I don't understand. I'm sorry, man. I don't get it. Like, how come Glenn can't pair up with a nerdy OC that understands the college game and transitioning a player from college to the pros and install that guy, and then you go and get a quarterback and develop him? Why can't he do
It's
that?
not that easy, Mark.
Yeah,
It's
Well, no,
but hold
no,
on. The
Buck.
guys that are saying
This
it's
is
not
the
that
Jets.
easy, you guys are putting forward all these other candidates. Where are your guarantees that those other candidates will succeed in the Jets' job? It's so easy to be grass is greener when you have no guarantee these other guys are going to succeed. I don't understand the certainty that Glenn will be a failure. I don't get it.
Mark, I'll speak to that point. Listen. I was very much 10 toes down that I wanted somebody with an offensive mind. And I think Glenn could be a fine head coach. I'm not, and now that if he becomes the Jets head coach, I'm going to root like hell for him, and I'm going to root like hell to be wrong on my opinion on him. But the thing is, you're right. How do you know he can't get another nerdy, head coach and or offensive coordinator, this, that, and the other thing, and really find that next Ben Johnson and develop him up? I hope to God he does. But what happens in 2 years when that guy, like Liam Cohen, like Ben Johnson, like this, moves on to their next job? You know what I mean?
Tom, you know what my
That's why I
response is
think.
for
Wait,
that?
hang on.
Is
Wait,
give
hang on
me
one
that
second.
problem. Give me an OC that gets poached because the Jets are scoring too much. I wish to God the Jets had that problem.
Yeah, but you're asking, and I'm letting you know. Like, to me, if you're going to have a young quarterback, it's not that I don't necessarily, I don't know if he can find the right, or he's going to, because he's defensive, he's not going to be able to find the right guy. I don't know that. What I do feel comfortable in really, banging my drum on is that if we're going to have to bring in a young quarterback, which we're going to have to do, whether it's this year, next year, the year after, right? That
I
I
can
would
see it
rather
being
have.
this year, Dom, letting him develop
Well,
under
hang on
Aaron
one second. Let
Rodgers
me
for
finish
a
what I'm
year or
saying.
two.
Let me finish what I'm saying. It might be this year. I know you've already made your point. You want Aaron Rodgers back. I get you. Whether it's this year, next year, or the year after, I would rather have the focal point, the big boss of my coaching staff, with that same offensive mind, so that this scheme would stay the same. Not that he's going to have to find the next guy, learn a new scheme, possibly so on and so forth. To me, it's about stability, right? And I think that's what you see. You see Shanahan lose offensive coordinators left and right, right? But it's the same. You see McVay, he's had 4 different coordinators, you know? But the system's the same because the system is rooted in the head coach.
I think it's a safe bet with Aaron Glenn. He'll have a scapegoat. If the offense falters this upcoming season under Aaron Rodgers, they tank the show and get rid of the Aaron Rodgers stuff right before trade deadline. If it's not working, count on the legend quarterback Aaron Rodgers to run your offense. Let Aaron Glenn
Yeah, that'll be
boost
great,
up that
Pete.
defense, and that's how I
That's
feel it's going to play out. Get ready for that.
Hey,
Strap up, get your seatbelts
June
on, and make
handled
sure
it
you're buckled
astutely.
in.
Pete, are you trolling? We're telling you that Aaron Rodgers is not coming back.
Uh, Is he on the team right now
I
under
actually
contract?
don't think I don't think Pete is trolling. I think this is just Pete,
This is
and I'm not
um
talking about myself.
I appreciate you, Petey, because I'm telling you as what is really gonna most likely happen. You can sit here as a fan and always hope you want a new quarterback and we want change. That's what you want as a fan. You always want change, but that's not what is gonna happen. You
Is your
guys
word
paid that guy a
gospel,
lot of
bro?
money only
What do
to
you
play
know?
one season. No, he already came out his mouth. He's gonna play. Aaron Rodgers likes all of the
Well,
trolling
he
stuff.
didn't. Hold on.
Who
He did not
did not
say he
say
was going
that?
to play
Oh,
fully. He
so
wants to
saying
see
I'm
what the
gonna sit
GM and
here and
head
talk to
coach.
the owner and what do
Well,
y'all
yeah,
take
he
from
wants to
that?
see what their plan. Well, Pete, I want him back.
Pete, I don't think you know what
I,
you're
I
talking
That's the
about.
best option for you guys, Petey. There's no other better option.
Well, I'm not. This really
Pete,
isn't
you
the
know you're in
I
discussion
hear
right
you.
now.
You know you're
Respectfully, go ahead, me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a,
I think he got a call. Actually, what Dom said is interesting too. Dom, I agree with what you said
What's that?
to combat. Well, I agree with what you said, but like at least you're on board with like saying, well, you're not going to not root for Aaron Glenn and all that. But it's sad how our fan base is. It's just like most think, and who cares what we think because we never get it right. But most think, oh, we have no shot with Aaron Glenn.
No, I understand
I can't
listen,
go.
and everyone processes shit differently, and I understand the frustration. It is frustrating, and it is like a lot of the things that a lot of those people and people who feel that way are saying. It's true. That's like it's we're trying. They're trying to pull the wool over our eyes. It's and by you know doing this this big 33rd team search, and they knew exactly. It's clear who their focus was on. Like we're not dumb, and it's the same exact thing over and over and over.
Yeah, Dom, can I make a point to that real quick? The 33rd team, you're right about that, but wouldn't the fan base have been irate if they just depended on Woody Johnson and Phil Savage to make the call? It would have been worse, Dom. But now there's the excuse that they have the 33rd team. To be fair, I'm just saying, Jet fans would have been irate if they thought Woody Johnson, because ultimately now they're thinking that Woody's still pulling the strings to hire Glenn. It would have been even worse without the 33rd team,
I think the
Dom.
thing that I got to see is the OC. Until I see who the OC is, I can't. Again, I'm not right now. Not jumping for joy. I wanted Joe Brady myself, but I got to see if it's Glenn. What I don't want is a first time OC that has never done anything and is a stretch.
so,
Yeah.
Buck, I get ready for it. That's just what it's gonna be.
Exactly,
All right.
June. You
Just,
guys have Aaron
yeah.
Rodgers in his mind,
Uh,
his
look,
offense.
dude,
Speaking
Aaron
speaking of
Rodgers.
speaking of AA Ron, Justin, hold on. Let me get AA Ron. You done messed up. Now take your ass to old Shag Hennessy's office.
Oh, what's happening, Petey?
What's
June,
going on,
Mark,
What's
brother?
up?
how's everybody doing? No, so I kind of wanted to piggyback on what CB was saying a little bit earlier when he was talking about, who Aaron Glenn can poach from the offensive side from the Lions. For me, it's more who can he poach from the offensive line coaches and bring over to
Mm.
us. That's who I'm mostly invested in, who he can take from the Lions.
If they could get Hank Fraley as your offensive coordinator over there for the Jets, your offensive line coach and run game corner. I think that's what he is now for the Lions. I think that would be phenomenal. That would be the guy I want. I know everyone's talking about Brunell or Barrett. Give me Fraley, man.
All right. There's a nice name. What's
I need
up?
you to do me a quick favor, man. I never asked for anything, but I need you to do me a quick favor.
Yep.
I need you to change the tide. I need to go right to the end and take the Buckeyes out.
To what? Roll Tide?
Take Buckeyes out there.
Nah. The
Take
co-host did that today. Hi, hi.
Yeah.
take it out.
Yeah,
The co-host did that
the
today.
co-host. Yeah. Jarek, I usually come through for you, but I got to stand with Buckeye today.
Peter, you don't know what you unleashed. What we got to deal with for an entire offseason.
Oh, we'll be dealing with this all. Yeah, I'm here for it though, Jarek. I usually don't say I like popcorn, but I'll take popcorn with some butter for this one.
Jarek, I hope your team takes care of business like my team took care of business. But the Bills have a tough matchup coming up. It's going to be a busy week talking about that matchup. It's a
Yo,
heavyweight
I gotta say,
fight,
I live in
but good luck, my
Columbus,
friend.
and this place was an absolute fucking madhouse
Oh yeah, you
yesterday. They
live in
broke.
Missouri, right?
No, it's
Oh,
Ohio.
my bad, my bad.
No, you're good. But let me tell you, like they broke into the shoe last night.
They broke into the see these people, man. These people are just they're maniacs.
Yeah, it's been a good conversation, guys. Appreciate you guys coming in. Uh, guys, again, if we're on YouTube live, so if you could subscribe to Jets Commute, I'm going to be working on some interviews, one-on-one interviews, or Mark and June and I. I'll be interviewing some people down the road where you can check out exclusive, stuff there instead of on Twitter. So if you could subscribe to jetscommute.com, not jetscommute.com, Jets Commute on YouTube, would appreciate it.
Can I ask Jarek a question, Petey?
Yeah,
Was this the most
Mark's
impressive
waiting.
run to a championship you've ever seen, Jarek?
No, yes.
No, not for me.
So I have to preface my question with this, right? It's
Yep.
12 teams. If you take the Buckeyes out, that's 11
Yes, sir.
teams. We beat 6 of the 11 teams this year.
Hmm. Yep.
Is this the most impressive run you've ever seen to a championship, Jarek?
Nope. Still LSU. I got to take LSU 2019.
All right, all
And
right.
I
It's a
hate
Joe.
LSU.
It's a Joe Burrow guy.
And the
It's
Ask June that.
and the reason why I gotta say 2019 LSU is because when they blew these teams out, man. Every single one of them. I think besides Bama, they blew out.
Mark with the thumbs down.
I don't
But
hate the answer.
The Buckeyes dominated, man. I mean, #1 Oregon. It wasn't even a game. They bullied them.
They did, but me, if we have to
Mark.
compare, if we have to kind of compare, right, in terms of what Oregon. So I think 2019, and I think Buckeye can agree with me with this. 2019 was the most impressive batch of college. Like any one of those teams could have won the national championship. Like those were elite teams. Right. I still think Ohio State 2019 team was probably better than this one. Like that team.
I
Oh,
said that last
I don't
night.
think so. I don't
You don't
think so.
think
This
that
because
2019?
you know what the
It's
difference
in the
was, Jared.
conversation.
No, but Buckeye, you know what I think was different about this Ohio State team? They were good in the
The defense.
trenches. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were. The D line
So
was
in
nasty,
2019,
man.
they had Chase Young who had 20 sacks.
Yeah, all right, let's get to my man Justin. I'm sorry for letting you wait.
Justin, what's going on, brother?
No problem. What's up, Petey? What's up,
Hmm.
Buckeye? You guys won whatever. What's good, everybody? And my brother June, my
Oh,
brother
brother,
June.
what's going on with you, brother?
Hey man, listen, June. When you're right, you're right. Listen, if you
Thank
got
you.
if you guys do get Aaron Glenn, I just hope he doesn't get the Gerard Mayo treatment. To me, that was completely unfair because you're taking a roster that needs to
No
be
way.
rebuilt. And
Hmm.
what do you expect? What did you expect that guy to do in his first season with that roster, right? But
But Mayo at least had the quarterback they drafted. To be fair, Mayo to me got a bad deal.
yeah,
I don't think they'll do that to Glenn. If they do that to Glenn, then I mean, you're right. It's the same thing as doing it to Gerard Mayo. It's a good point, Justin.
yeah, and with the Aaron Rodgers thing, man, listen, it. Some people want him back. Personally, I don't think he'll be back, and honestly, I think he will have to move on. Um, I'm not sure Aaron Rodgers' ego will let him be a bridge quarterback for the QB of the future of your team. That's just me personally.
Yeah, but Rogers, but hold on here. This is all right. Let me just say one thing. The plan was 2 years ago with Rogers. He said, "Oh, I want Zach to take over after all this," and that was the plan. Like he was willing to do that, and every Jet fan was excited.
But
Every
I
Jet
think
fan
that
was excited.
that just seemed like a PR stunt, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I swear I just about to say the same shit.
Okay,
That just
I
seemed like
but
swear.
a PR stunt.
He
Like
didn't mean that shit. He really wasn't serious about
okay.
no,
it.
the plan was
So
for him to take you guys to the playoffs and try to win and take some glory and do the same shit that Brady did, but it didn't happen.
well, of course, that was the goal. I
But
thought, a lot of Jet fans, oh, we're going 12-5, 13-4. Fuck the Bills, right, June?
right,
The new the new
You,
goal
if
is
the plan was
why
for Zach
you
to take
dirty
over,
mother?
June. You agree with this? Let Rogers go. Sign Tim Boyle, and let's go
Oh, Hector,
1-15.
please
listen,
sign Tim
listen.
Boyle.
Yeah,
Listen,
we're
If the
guaranteed to
plan
lose.
was for Zach
Mark
Wilson to
help.
take over, he would still be here.
I'm here.
yeah,
You guys wanted to spend money on Tyrod, right?
right,
Like
right.
that was never the plan. That was never the plan, Petey. Like and it's
Breaking news. June is
What?
taking the Bills to
Oh,
beat the Chiefs. He has been spot on this year on all his picks. He has just chose the Bills to beat the
no,
Chiefs.
wow, you are making the
no,
ultimate kiss of death
he
here.
didn't do that, bro. He
He
didn't do
did.
that.
He did.
Yeah, he didn't do that. Listen,
Hey, yo, in fact, the Bills is the only shit I could never get right. I get everything else right
li-
but the Bills.
listen. I think
Shout out to what
I
Justin. One sec. Let me
yeah.
just
Go ahead.
shout
Go
out
ahead.
Brittany's in here. Hello, Brittany. Rock, Snoogan, CB. Reggie, Eddie Limage, Jones is in here. Niccolo, Dante's in here. I see Mr. Positive down
We
there.
got Stephen A. Sanchez in the house.
Hexagon, what up? Continue. Sorry about that, Justin.
No problem. I was just saying, man. I don't think like I know some of you guys want Rodgers back. I just think he's not a good fit for the team. I think you guys need to move on.
I don't
Like
think many people want him back.
if Rodgers coming back would just be a mistake, especially with a new regime, bro. Like, come on,
Thank
man.
you.
Like you gotta get past the Rodgers thing.
Thank you.
Like there's a beautiful girl down the street waiting for you. Just keep walking, bro. Like get, get
Can I
past
say
Mm,
Rodgers.
something, Right.
that
You gets
gets.
gotta level up.
Yes, go ahead,
Level up
Mark.
before I don't
Mark,
understand.
you've been silent too long
I
enough.
don't
Go ahead,
understand
Mark.
any of this talk, honestly.
Well, I wouldn't expect you to
Rogers.
understand, Mark. You
Ev-
listen to me, Mark Torres. I'm not giving you a chance to speak. All right.
oh, all right.
I do not want to hear from you, Mark Torres. All
Oh,
right. You
you
have
want
been wrong all
Baltimore to
year.
hand you the
You have been
championship? Is
wrong
that what you
all
want?
year, Mark. You have been wrong all year.
Oh,
All
I've been
right.
wrong.
I
Wrong
don't want
about
to
how
hear
Buffalo
from
needed
you.
another receiver. I was wrong about
I don't
that.
want to hear from you. All right.
Oh, I had
I don't want
Buffalo.
to hear
Listen, I
from
had
you.
Buffalo coming in second in the
You go
division.
back to the drawing
That's
board. You pick up some books and start reading. Then you come talk to me, Mark. I don't want to
oh my
hear from you
goodness, the trash.
about anything
I don't.
football.
Listen,
Mark, hit him with
Justin.
"I smell fear in the
Yeah,
room." Hit him with that.
Oh, here we go.
yeah. I
Oh,
don't
my
think
guy's
Mark
piling
needs to
on.
read any books. I don't think Mark needs to read any
Look,
books.
I
I
just
want to hear from Mark Torres. He has been wrong all year. As much as June has been wrong about the Bills, Mark has been wrong even more. I want to hear from Mark Torres. All right.
all right. I told you to go
You
get a
cut this
Mark,
out.
I
receiver. I'm
want
glad your
Mark. I want to
GM
hear from
values my
you.
opinion and got another receiver for your quarterback. I'm glad that happened.
You cut
Oh
that
yeah, the
out.
Legion of Twos.
So I had to listen to how you guys were saying Matt Collins is going to save the Buffalo season and be an incredible addition. Listen, at least your GM thought I was right. How He about that? he I'll he take has that. been an incredible addition, though, Mark.
He actually has. So I
Oh
mean,
my
I don't know.
God,
I know
we're
you and
doing
Hey,
that.
hey, hey,
You
James.
guys are big
Hey,
Matt
Please,
Collins
James.
the most.
fans.
All
I
right,
know
if we're
Petey's the
talking
biggest. I'm
Buffalo,
gonna get him
then
a
if I can
jersey.
speak,
Hey,
please. The most important
James.
guy on your
Hey,
team
James.
is
What's
Joe
up?
Brady, and he somehow managed to not have Josh Allen be a turnover machine this year. That's been the biggest. That is the number one thing, regardless if your own fan base is convinced of that. As much as they want to say Superman and Android and whatever mechanical parts for Josh Allen, who gives a shit? Joe Brady's the most important guy on your team.
Hey, can I jump in here real quick?
Hey, James. Hold on one second. Hey, James. Let me ask you a question.
Who is
Which
this speaking?
quarterback led the AFC? It's Ground and Punt. How are you?
Oh my!
Which
Oh my God! Please
which
don't ask this
wh-
question.
James? Just answer this real quick before
Oh
we
my.
trash Rogers. Which quarterback led the AFC East in passing yards and passing touchdowns this year?
Oh, it must have been Rogers in garbage time, right?
Oh, garbage time.
I mean,
I was
how
there.
many
Are
wins do you
you
have?
kidding me?
Wait, how many wins do you have?
Wait, so wins
How
are a
many wins
quarterback
for
stat?
games
Are
were
we
there?
doing
I
that?
know. Just how many wins do you guys have?
Hey, can I?
How many garbage time stats? Like how many
Hey,
garbage
So
time
you
points have you
needed
scored this year with
two.
Aaron Rodgers?
hey, can I jump
So
in here real quick?
so if the answer was somebody else, you wouldn't be deflecting to a different
No,
question,
no, no.
right?
I said
That's
Aaron Rodgers, but I'm saying it's garbage time.
James. James, do you know how many touchdown passes they had as a team the year before total?
no, because I don't care.
And yet, and
11.
and yet, some.
I
And
don't
how
care. I
much
don't
garbage time?
care. Last year
And let me
doesn't
ask you
matter.
this: how
Last
much
year doesn't
garbage time?
matter. Why?
How
Hold on, hold on.
Oh,
Why are you
but
asking
it
me
matters.
questions
Hold
about
on,
last
but it
year?
matters when you
No,
hold on,
it
hold
matters
on.
to
But it
you. It
matters
matters
when
to
you
you.
trash talk us.
It matters to
No,
you.
it matters to you when
It
you
don't.
Can
It
say we
we?
don't.
haven't
Can
won
we?
in 20
Great
Last
Bills
year
Hey,
fan.
doesn't
hold on a
matter to
minute.
me.
Let's change it
it
to
matters
subject
to
real
you.
quick. Hey,
Last
can
year
we
doesn't
change the
matter to me.
subject real
It
Congrats
quick?
on your
matters.
11 passing touchdowns last
Because
year.
at
Matters
the
to
end of the
you
day,
I don't
we're
when
talking
care.
about
you
last year. Can we talk about what's
yeah.
upcoming?
It
Look,
matters to
we have
Yes,
a
you.
Like
great
draft.
exactly. I
favorite,
Let's
don't
talk
Tupac.
care
about the
about
draft
last
that we
year.
just
It doesn't
get
Oh,
matter.
into.
It
Let's not
matters
talk
to
about
hey
you.
Josh
Mark.
Allen
Hey
versus
Mark.
Aaron Rodgers. We
Remember,
know
they
who's
just
better
said
quarterback.
Hold on.
last year doesn't.
Hold on. Out of this
Remember,
I don't
whole
understand what
remember
we're
last year
arguing.
doesn't matter.
out of this
This
whole
argument
morning
makes no
discussion,
sense. Can we
you're
talk
the
Hey, let
about
me
only
something
one
that
that
hear
brought
that
matters?
up
guy
last year.
True
Hey,
Talk, fellas.
remember.
I don't hear True Talk.
Hey,
True Talk.
remember.
What
Pete,
what are you talking
Pete,
about?
hold on.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hold
I
on.
remember. Hey,
Out of
remember.
this whole
I'm
It
just
doesn't
discussion,
matter.
saying
hold
It doesn't
on.
matter.
this conversation means
So when they
nothing.
say the
Why? Who
Bills
cares
won the
about
It
it? We all
division
know
means
5
Josh
years
Allen's
in
a
a
it
better
row.
means
quarterback. What is your
nothing.
point?
Last year means nothing.
100%. And we know
Okay,
Josh
so
Allen's
when
a
they
better
won the
quarterback. So what's the conversation? Can we talk about stuff that matters now?
Like I don't even know why you're bringing this up, ground. If I like you're trying to be funny and make a point, but it's not
He
working.
can we
Like
talk about
move
something that matters?
move on.
Can we
No,
talk?
you're saying that there's a pretty girl down the street for the Jets. There's never been a pretty girl down the street. They never came. You know what I'm
You know who
trying to
the pretty
say?
girl is? You
We
know who
finally
the pretty
scored some
girl for the Jets is though down the street?
Who?
It's Jackson Dart. That's who. That's who the
You gonna
Jets
tell
need to
me
be
Justin
drafting.
Fields?
Please,
Jackson Dart.
78%
please draft
completion
Jackson
This
Dart.
percentage.
guy.
Please.
This fucking guy.
Hold on, wait a minute. Let me explain why. 78% completion percentage, 4,500 yards, and 500 rushing yards. If y'all want a chance to be anywhere near the Bills, that's what you got to do.
Wait a minute.
I'm
Wait
a
a minute.
Dolphins fan, and I want my Dolphins to draft
Can
Jackson
you
Dart.
quickly
I'm trying to.
explain who his offensive coordinator was? Who was the person that was calling the plays?
Who cares? Who
He
cares?
Oh
don't
He
know
played
no,
in
the
the.
no,
answer.
it
He doesn't know
matters.
the
He
answer
played
on
in the
that one.
SEC. Hold
Oh
on,
wait,
wait a minute. He
no,
played
no,
in
no,
the
no, no, no.
SEC.
It matters.
So now we're disrespecting players that played in the SEC. Is that what we're doing now?
Nope, nope.
I mean, this isn't
The
the year.
coordinator matters.
This isn't the year to jump on the SEC.
A hundred
Let's,
percent is what they had. What 3 or 4 teams in the playoffs?
yeah.
Sure,
What
none of them
happened?
got the
What
job done,
happened?
but who cares? Georgia would have probably won it all if Carson Beck never got hurt at the end of the
Here
day.
we go.
So
Carson Beck.
if we really want to talk, so if we want to talk about the SEC,
Buckeye, get him.
let's talk about
Get him,
college
Buckeye.
football because Jackson Dart, what he lost 2 games in the SEC all season, and one was against Florida, who had one of the best teams
Carson
at the
Beck
end of
had
the
one of the.
year.
Oh, come on now. Come on. What are
You
we
preface
doing?
this by saying, "Can we talk about what's important?"
Wait a minute. So by that, so
Yeah.
wait a minute.
Let's talk about
Just real quick.
let's talk about the future. Let's
Wait a
talk about
minute.
the future of the
So
NFL.
by
Let's talk
that
about
logic,
what could
These
potentially
people
happen,
know. These
and let's
people.
talk about Jackson Dart.
Ja-
That's what I'm on.
please, Petey, please draft Jackson Dart. I want y'all to draft him so bad. Draft him. Take him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Aaron
Take
Glenn's
him.
gonna develop. And Aaron Glenn's gonna develop them.
Draft Jackson Dart. You know what
Look,
I
I
see in
don't want
Jackson Dart?
Jackson Dart. I don't
I
want
can see
Will
Jackson
Howard.
Dart being the
I don't want
Jaden Daniels of this
McCord.
year. I
You're,
can see Jackson Dart being the
Buckeye,
Jaden
you're
Daniels
getting
of this
Quinn
year. Is
yours,
what
and
I
you're
see.
gonna like
No,
it.
no
All
Quinn
right.
and yours. I'll tell you, in the rare, if Milrow happens to drop precipitously, I'll take a flyer on him, but he's not going
Oh
to
my
drop.
God,
Someone's going to
Wait.
reach.
Milrow, you know who beat Milrow? Jackson Dart beat Jalen
Yeah, but
Milrow. Let
that's
me
No, he did.
fine.
remind
That's a
you.
lie. That's a lie. First of all,
Not
Jalen Miro never
so.
lost. He
So
never
you're
lost to
saying
Jackson Dart. That's a lie.
so you're saying that all 4 years Jackson Dart didn't beat him one time. Is that
No,
what you're
Ole
saying?
Miss hasn't beaten Alabama since 2014. What are we talking about?
Was Jackson Dart playing in any of the games that they
Yes,
played against each
and
other?
he lost twice.
Okay, then I stand corrected. I need to fact check what you're saying, but I stand corrected if you're right. But at the end of the day, and also not only that, let's not forget that Jackson Dart's wide receiver one was out the entire season. Okay, what's his name? Trey Harris or something like that, out the
Trey Amos.
entire season. And Jackson Dart still threw for 4,500 yards and 78% completion percentage. I'm telling you, I see Jaden Daniels in that guy. 500 rushing yards last season.
Wait,
I see Jaden Daniels
didn't
in
Jaden
Jackson
have
So,
Dart.
over
so
a
if you're
thousand at LSU?
Right,
Jackson
exactly.
Dart is
Right,
a
right.
dog.
And he played in two fewer games.
how many touchdown passes did he have?
29 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, without his wide receiver one. I got it all. I got it all up
Okay.
on the head top. I know everything about Jackson Dart. I'm trying to
But
tell
yet,
y'all,
Ole Miss
he's
had
the
the best
future.
Ole Miss had the second best receiving.
Did
In,
Aaron Rodgers have
what are we?
28 without an
We gotta
offensive line
stop.
for the first 6 weeks?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
I said, didn't Aaron Rodgers have 28, but not in college in the NFL without an offensive line for like
Didn't
6 weeks?
didn't Aaron Rodgers have a running back that could only gain 2 yards a carry? Like Ole Miss also had running
Well,
game.
you're furthering my
The
point.
Jets never had that. That's what
What
I'm
is this
furthering
with
my
Ole Miss
point.
today? What is happening?
What do you? Okay, dude, we're disrespecting the SEC today because of all this stuff. What would you rather get, Will Howard over Jackson
No,
Dart? Are we
I
kidding me?
actually don't want Will Howard, the guy that
Did
just
you
won the
watch the
title.
game
No,
yesterday? Let me guess. Riley Leonard is who you guys want because he
no,
made the national championship.
no. So
We
listen,
need we
you
need
want to
Jackson
replace
Dart.
Tua with Dart? That's your
Yeah,
guy.
that's what I want to
All
happen.
right,
We need
there
a
you go.
Tua. And first of all, Jackson Dart will come in there and he'll take Tua's spot immediately. Tua sucks. I hate Tua. I would trade Rodgers. I would hate Tua. I would want Rodgers right now if we could, but we can't. If we got Rodgers, man, I'm telling you, we would look. Everything would be looking up. That's why I feel like you guys are disrespecting Aaron Rodgers, talking about all this. You don't want it. Y'all don't understand that Aaron Rodgers is amazing. He's great. He still
He
has
will
it.
be available. He will be available.
And the Dolphins gonna go get him. The Dolphins gonna go get him if he becomes
All
available
right,
because
there you go.
you guys. I don't know.
I don't know, Buckeye.
This is
He
I
says that
feel like
Aaron
insane.
Glenn's analytical.
I feel like the Jets disrespected Aaron Rodgers. Y'all should give him another chance I feel like he's a perfect bridge quarterback. Draft Jackson Dart, put Dart in New York, and let Rodgers play for another season. That's like a perfect Jet situation right there. If I'm the New York Jets general manager,
The fan
if I'm
base
being
doesn't
totally honest.
understand what you just laid out because the idea of having a veteran quarterback and then drafted someone who doesn't start immediately, even in spite of the fact that we see around the league where we see that works. Like I don't get it.
So Mark,
Um,
you want Rogers back?
I think that there's an argument for a lot of this stuff that I'm hearing a lot of people dismiss out of hand as they're saying a lot of absolutes. I can make a case
Who
for
would you,
Rodgers
Mark?
coming
Who would
back.
you draft? Who's the quarterback that you would draft though?
Well,
If you're telling me that Aaron Glenn is analytical, he's definitely gonna want Rodgers, in
So
my
Mark,
opinion.
let's say that the Jets at 7, right? Right? The Jets have what? Pick 7 or 8? What is it?
7 if they
7.
stay
So let's
put.
say that let's say the Jets at pick 7. Cam Ward is off the board, but Shador Sanders is still there at pick 7.
He won't be at 7. Shador's
Are
gone.
y'all? Let's say in this hypothetical he is, and Jackson Dart is still on the board. Who are y'all draft? And let's say that Abdul Carter is still on the board and Mason Graham is still on the board. Who are
Wait a
y'all
minute. Are you
drafting out of those
advocating for
four?
Jackson Dart to go 7?
I'm advocating for Jackson Dart to go in the top 15 because I want my Dolphins to draft him at 13. So
Okay, there you go.
that's what I'm advocating for.
I've never heard Jackson
If
Dart
The
becoming a
Dolphins are not gonna make that
I
move.
mean, who knows? Maybe he'll shock everybody at the combine. Maybe he'll do some things, but I just no, I can't see Jackson Dart going the first round.
you're out of your
I can't.
mind, dude. He has
What do you mean I'm out of my mind?
so
He's not.
so let
He's
me tell you.
playing in a Lane Kiffin
Okay, so
offense.
what? So let
Name me
me
one
ask you a
quarterback that
question.
Lane Kiffin
Let me ask
developed that
you
was
a
a first
question.
round pick.
What does Josh Allen do that Jackson Dart can't do? Because I've
Let's.
seen a lot of stuff on
He's
Jackson
bigger.
Dart.
He's bigger. He's stronger. He's faster. He has
He's
of
not.
course
He's not faster. Uh,
he has a rocket of an arm.
so does
I mean, he
Jackson
was a
Dart.
project. No, he
Better.
doesn't.
Okay,
The
Jackson Dart better
farthest Jackson
completion
Dart ever threw
percentage.
was 45
Hold on.
45 yards.
Hold
He
on.
does
Wait a
not have
minute.
a strong arm.
Wait a minute.
That's one of the
Jackson Dart
critiques.
better completion percentage. Jackson Dart better arm. Jackson Dart better runner. So what? So what? What's the difference between Jaden Daniels and Jackson Dart then? Explain that.
Better
Oh
arm.
my goodness. First of all, Jaden Daniels was developed by Joe Sloan. Jaden Daniels has a strong arm. He was mobile. He has great pocket.
And so is
He has great pocket
so
awareness.
500 rushing yards is immobile. So 500 rushing yards is
He
not mobile
runs
to
a
you, is what I'm hearing.
4.4. How is that not
So
mobile?
okay, so does, and we'll see what Dart tests out at in what, a month. So just wait a minute.
He
Wait,
ran a
you'll
four.
see. You'll see.
He ran a 4.72. Ole Miss tested him. He ran a 4.72 at the stop
You'll
clock.
see. You'll see the Dart show up. You'll see the Dart show. It'll be in full effect.
I'm sorry. I'm
I'm trying to
sorry.
tell you.
He's playing. He can't go through his progressions. He's a one-read quarterback.
He's playing in the SEC.
It doesn't
He's
matter if you
only
can't read
games
if
this
you can't
year.
read defenses. He can't read
Receiver one was
defenses.
out. He
Yo,
can't read a
true
defense, but at
talk.
a
I'm
78%
back. Where you
completion
been all
percentage.
year, man? Your first
Explain
time in the space.
explain to me how. Hold on, wait a minute. Explain to me how he can't read a defense, but he has a 78%
He
completion
carried
percentage.
a
Explain how that
defense. They
works,
one of the
Mr.
best
Jarrett.
defensive lines in the
It's
country.
you know what it's
Can you hear me,
you know
True?
what it sounds like. Hold on, wait. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like you're a Bills fan and you're.
Hey, yo! Hold on, True. I'm talking to you, man.
I can
What's
hear you.
up? All right, so
What's up? What's up? What's up?
let the host say what's up. I never spoke to you before. How you doing? You're new to the
I'm
space. Welcome to the
I'm good.
space. Where you been all year, man?
PD. What's up? What's up? What's
Yes.
up? Nothing much. I'm just talking football right now. I mean,
Yeah,
this Bills fan thinks he's obviously scared of Jack Dart getting the AFC.
I'm not
He's
scared of Jackson
obviously
Dart.
Wait,
terrified
I
of
this
never
Jackson
Bills
Dart.
lost to Jackson
fan.
Dart.
Yo, you
I
should
never
be
lost to
worried
him.
about the
I
Bills.
play against him this year. I never lost to Jackson Dart ever.
Who is
All
you?
right, can we
Who is
get
you?
back to the NFL talk, please?
Check the profile pic and check where I was from. Check the profile pic. I never lost to Jackson Dart. Every time I went up against him, I smashed him. He completed the best game he ever did was 58% completion percentage.
I think Jarek knows a little bit about Lane Kiffin as well.
Hold on, really? But it's 78%
Exactly.
completion percentage of the entire season. So, Petey, let me ask you a question real quick. Let's
Okay,
say that
so what did he do against
pick
Florida? True.
Yep.
Sanders
What did
is
he do
still on
against?
the board and Jackson Dart
All
is
right.
still on the board. Who are you drafting?
Yeah, I'm drafting the person that tries to let people talk and not over talk everybody. So that's number one. True. Let the conversation go. You're good. What's your question now?
My question is, let's say at pick 7, Shador Sanders is still on the board. Are you drafting Shador Sanders?
Yeah. Am I?
Are you gonna
Of course.
draft him above
He's
Jackson
not
Dart?
going to be there
If
though.
Jackson Dart is on the
No, I'll take
if Dart is
Sanders.
on the board above
But where is this
above
coming
Dart,
from? This is a bad scenario. True. Sorry.
how is it a bad
Because
scenario?
Howard
If
Shadur
Because I
Sanders
don't.
on
if
the
the Jets
board
need
at
a
7.
quarterback,
I think
Because
that's what
I don't
he's
think
saying.
Shador's. I
let's
think there's
get
a better chance of the Dolphins winning the playoff game in the last 25 years than there is of Shador Sanders
Oh
being there
boy.
at
let me tell
7.
you right now, Petey, let me tell you right now, if the
That's
Dolphins
not
draft
happening.
Jackson Dart at pick 13, they're winning a playoff game in 2025. In
Okay, we'll
2026.
revisit that for
It's
sure.
on.
True.
If
Petey,
100%,
if
I'll
y'all
put it on
take
the
Jackson
record
Dart
right
at
now.
13, if y'all take Jackson Dart at 13, man, you might as well just burn the shit down. You might as well just
Yeah,
burn it down.
Chris. Hey,
Oh, we're
knowing the Dolphins' luck, Chris Greer will get an extension for that.
I'm telling you right now, if we draft Jackson Dart, I'm throwing a party, man. That guy is the truth. He's
I
gonna lead us to a
pray
bunch of
one of
Super
y'all
Bowls.
two
I
take
can
it.
see
I
it
pray
already.
it.
Yeah, this is
He's
crazy,
the
man.
Jaden Daniels of this year. He's easily the Jaden
Yeah,
Daniels of this year. He's gonna win Super
he's the
Bowls.
Jaden Daniels this year, but yet he threw 3 interceptions against the unranked Florida defense that had the 84th ranked defense in the country. Yeah,
First of all,
that's Jaden Daniels.
that Florida. Hold on, wait a minute, because that Florida defense would have also beat Georgia if DJ Lagway didn't get hurt. So let's talk
They
about that
blew him
too.
out by 5 scores. What are you talking about?
They blew him out by 2
No,
scores,
they did
and
not
DJ
blow him out by
Lagway was
two
hurt.
scores. No, they did not.
Hey, buddy, how about you go? Hey, buddy, look up the score before you speak. How about that? They blew him
Yeah,
up by
listen,
two
I'm not going to tell
scores,
anyone that.
and the
First of all, you
and,
still haven't answered my question about
and
Lane
the
Kiffin.
Gators were
Who
winning.
has Lane Kiffin?
Hold on, wait a minute.
Which quarterback in the NFL that
The
was
Gators
successful
were
under Lane
winning
Kiffin?
when DJ Lagway
Which
wasn't injured.
quarterback?
So let's look
Didn't
back
they
at
lose
that.
to Kentucky?
Exactly. They lost to 3 unranked
No,
teams.
they beat Florida
No,
beat Kentucky. What are we talking about?
No,
Ole
you
Miss,
got
sir.
Ole
We're
Miss
talking Ole Miss.
lost to
They
Kentucky.
lost to 3 unranked
Okay, that's cool,
schools.
but I'm talking about DJ Lagway. I'm talking about drafting Jackson Dart right now, and in 2 years we go and draft DJ Lagway. Just look at my profile.
Did
I've
I
been saying it.
did I miss something that you think Jackson Dart better than Josh Allen? Jay Mick wants to know.
He's not better than Josh Allen, but he has the same traits as
Oh,
Josh Allen.
come
Oh my
on.
God.
I
Come
could see him being
on.
the
Oh
next
my
Josh
Are
Allen.
you
God.
kidding me?
Yeah, I'm being serious.
Oh my
Josh
God.
Allen was a project when he came in the
Jackson
NFL.
Yes,
Dart.
but
If
Jude,
you ask
help.
Oh my
Mark,
God.
if you ask me, hold on. If you ask me, Jackson Dart is a
Sorry,
more
Buckeye.
proven project coming into the NFL than Josh Allen was when he came in the
Jackson
NFL.
Dart is
So if we're talking,
6'2", 218 pounds. What are we talking about?
what's your point? So he can't put on 20 pounds, is what you're saying?
Oh my, he.
What quarterback has put on 20
This
pounds
is
I
awesome.
besides
I
Ryan
I, I hope I
Hang
hope you
on.
get your wish.
Besides Ryan Fitzpatrick in 2016 with the Jets when he fucking held out.
Listen, I hope you get your
What are you
wish.
What are you
I hope you
talking
get your
about? Two
wish, and the
years?
Dolphins
What?
draft him. You guys hire Lane
That's,
Two
Kiffin.
years from now, he's
Lane
gonna do a
Kiffin will
growth
tell
spurt and
you the
get to
Dolphins are his
a
dream
growth
job because
spurt.
everything is his dream job.
Yeah,
I wish you luck with
true.
Lane Kiffin and
Yeah,
his products.
yeah,
Let me
Buckeye.
tell you right now, by 2 years from now, Jackson Dart could be 6'4",
Oh, really?
230,
Oh,
235 pounds.
wait. Hold on. That gets a mute for the room. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Jets
Hey,
True.
hey,
Hold on.
hey,
Jets True Commute. Shout
hey,
out to
yo,
True.
yo.
Is Jackson Dart gonna grow like
Wait,
Barry Bonds did
yo,
at
he
35?
just said he could be 6 foot. So you can't. You're banking on Jackson Dart to grow
Yo,
2 inches in 2 months.
yeah, man. Yo, June. I don't know if you recall, but Barry Bonds' foot grew when he was like 35. Because I'm not going to accuse him of anything, but
Come on,
True,
we
come
know.
on, man. What are you doing here? I'm not going to insult you, but I'll let the listeners just have some comedy for a second. Hey, listeners, I
Yo,
hope you all laughing. Go ahead.
whittle,
So Petey,
your
let me
avatar
tell
is
you a
funny
story
as
real quick
hell.
then, Petey.
Yes,
So
make the
Petey, let me tell
story
you a
quick
story
because
then.
I need to move
You
on and have a conversation with others. Go
So
ahead.
he's 22
all right?
and
That's
he's
great.
22 in May. You
So
have him
you ever
growing
heard
two
of Anthony
inches.
Davis?
Yeah.
Hold on, Petey. You ever heard of Anthony
Anthony,
Davis when he was
the
like,
dude with the eyebrows on the
yeah, when
Lakers? Yeah.
he was a freshman in high school and he was like 5'11". Then he came into
Mhm.
sophomore year and he was like 6'10".
Jackson Dart is 22 years
Okay,
Because
you're
old.
of that
talking
summer.
about You're talking about a freshman in high school, not somebody in college.
He's
Come
22
on.
years old
Yeah,
in a
but
few
he grew
months.
11 inches in the summer is what I'm talking about. You don't think that Jackson Dart
Okay.
could grow
No,
2
this dude's
inches
Hey,
and
22
put
in
True,
on
he's
May.
20 pounds?
22. True, he's
Let's
22.
be let's be totally honest though. He grew 11 inches in one summer.
Pause.
Anthony Davis was 10th,
That is a
ninth grade and
Bro,
10th
pause.
grade, and we're gonna act
you
like
talking about
Jackson
a
Dart can't
freshman
do what 2
who was
inches?
about 13, 14 years old as opposed to a grown man. He's 20, he's gonna be 22.
I see no difference. I don't understand what the difference is.
You understand
You
the
take
difference is
you take some pills, you get
oh
2
shit,
inches
now
What
now
is
taller,
he
you're
happening
bugging.
right
fine.
Now
now,
he
man?
He's
bugging. He
trolling. No,
bugging. He
he's
bugging. He
trolling.
keep
No, no,
trolling.
you're
He's
trolling.
trolling.
I'm
No,
not
He's
he's
trolling. I'm
trolling.
trolling.
being dead
He's
He's
serious.
trolling. Don't
trolling.
don't take
He's
him
So
serious.
trolling,
I
bro.
think
so
you're
what?
So
being
He's
you're
trolling. He's trolling.
hang on. We're telling an athlete to take pills to grow.
True. Can I ask you a
Pause.
question? If Tua in the off
Go ahead, Buckeye.
But
Sorry.
he said take what you want me to take? Viagra? What are we talking about,
Yeah, but
man?
true.
I
Hold
want
on.
this to
If
go
if
on
Tua
because this
if
is
Tua in the
comedy.
offseason grows 3-4 inches,
Come
do
up
you feel
here,
different
fam.
about Tua if he grows a few inches in the offseason? Why
No,
not?
no. Nothing can make me feel better about Tua.
What if he
Tua is
grows six
trash.
inches?
I don't care. Tua could grow 10 inches. I don't
What if he
care.
takes
Tua
pills
sucks.
and
I don't
all right,
care. I don't care what Tua
all right.
does. Tua could have 3 kids this offseason. I don't care what he does. I don't care. I don't give
Wait
a
a minute.
crap.
Did Tua dominated the SEC? I thought you
He
cared
didn't
about
dominate.
SEC
Hold
stats.
on, wait a minute. That's where you're mistaken, Jarek. Jarek,
P-
that's where you're
Petey,
mistaken. Tua didn't dominate the
Petey,
SEC.
Yeah,
Petey, don't do
Whittle.
this to your
Wait, Whittle.
space. Don't do
Tua
this.
did not
I
Don't do
dominate
know.
the
this to your
SEC.
Whittle.
space.
Tua,
Don't do
Whittle.
this.
I'm worried now. Whittle.
Yeah,
I
like
want to
come
have a
on.
jet spill.
You
Hold
don't
on,
Tua,
want to start
Tua,
inviting this type of stuff to
Tua
start
never dominated
No,
happening
the
I
every
know.
SEC.
day.
That's
Like
where
this
you're
is
All
mistaken.
right.
ridiculous.
True.
Tua never
No,
dominated the
Tua
hold
SEC.
has
on, Whittle. Wait. I want to speak to Whittle real quick, Jarek. Sorry, Whittle. I want to have a Jets Bills joint space where we're afraid that Jackson Dart's going to take over the AFC East over Josh Allen. I would like to set up a space reminder for me and you, Whittle, if we could do that. I don't know if you're interested in that. You want to comment?
Bro, why would I be interested in talking about Jackson Dart? He shouldn't even go in the first 2 rounds of the draft.
You're out of your
I'm
mind.
sorry. He should not.
You're out of your
He
mind.
should not be a second round pick. Like this is nuts.
Great
uh,
Jackson
This is
Dart space,
everybody
You're
man.
knows.
you're
Everybody knows
Yeah.
crazy.
that this is a down quarterback draft. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, we got 4 teams left.
So
We
is
got
that
four
why
teams
Jackson Dart
left in
is
the
a
We
flying up?
take
playoffs,
we're
and we're
Is
talking
taking
that
we're
about
why
taking
Jackson
Jackson
Dart is
Dart.
flying up
Kenny
draft
Pickett.
boards?
Kenny Pickett got taken in the first round. That was the worst mistake the Pittsburgh Steelers made. They haven't recovered from it yet. They're still
So
making
why
the
is Jackson
playoffs.
Dart flying
They
up
still.
draft boards
I'm
then?
not talking to you. Go on mute.
I,
I don't
I'm
like.
asking you a question.
I don't care. I'm talking to Petey right
Yo,
now.
True, you got to let other people talk. Come
So
on.
yeah,
Go ahead, go
my
speak.
point is they drafted the wrong guy, and they haven't recovered from it yet. You take Jackson Dart in the first round, and you kill your franchise for 5 years. Like it doesn't
Explain
make
why.
sense.
Explain what's wrong with Jackson Dart.
The same thing with taking Zach Wilson. You take Zach Wilson with the number 2 pick overall, and what happened? You cannot miss on the quarterback. You miss on the quarterback, especially in the first round, especially in the first. It sets your franchise back multiple years. Thank God for the Panthers. Bryce Young looks like he's turning the corner, and he may actually pan out to be a good quarterback. But
Oh
they were
my
down
God.
bad. Like they were down bad.
Bryce Young, we're talking about.
Yeah,
I'm
this is how
sorry,
I
man.
know.
he
True, you're trolling, man. This is how I know
This
he's
is
trolling.
crazy talk,
this is
How
bro.
what
I
I'll
know he's
say. True
trolling.
talk, he's almost spot on, but the number one clear cut best quarterback coming out of this draft, we saw him last night, Will Howard.
It's Will
There's
No,
no
Howard.
other
no, no,
quarterback
no,
in
no,
college
What?
coming
no,
out.
no,
Yeah.
no,
I'm
no, no,
taking
no, no, no.
Will Howard is number one overall worthy pick, and he
No,
is
no, no,
Josh
no,
Allen.
no.
You want Josh Allen, you go get your Josh
The,
Allen,
the,
and
the, the
that's who I hope the
fascination with
Dolphins
Will
pick up.
Howard, and I'm a Buckeyes fan, is his frame of 6'4", 235, his mechanics
That
for the
sounds like Josh
NFL.
Allen right there.
Yeah, except he does not have the
6'4",
mechanics of Josh Allen.
235.
He does not.
Josh Allen was a project when he came in the NFL as well, though. Let's not
Well, to be
forget that.
fair,
Josh
Josh
Allen was
Allen
not
didn't
Josh
have the
Allen.
mechanics either until he
And
started
also,
working with
not only that, let's not
the coach.
forget Josh Allen.
Bro,
Josh Allen played in
can you let
Wyoming.
somebody else talk?
Yeah, true, man. Please. You keep over talking. You were over talking. talking me. That's why I named it Jets True Commute. Come on, man. I'm not going to insult. I'm not saying others are, but come on, you got to let people breathe here and let the combo go. That's what this space thrives on is conversation. Others have to talk.
Hey, well, it is
Bro,
what it
Oh
is
I'm
at the
not
end of
saying
the
man,
that.
day.
I'm not saying that,
go ahead, Whittle.
bro. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that these quarterbacks can't develop into something, but if your team does not have if your team is not solid in every other area, you can't afford to take a risk on a quarterback when you have the amount of defensive ends, defensive tackles, secondary guys. There's a number of linebackers who can probably come in and start day one. There are receivers that can come in and help you day one. There's offensive linemen. Like, there's so many different areas that you can attack this year in this draft outside of taking a project quarterback who doesn't even have the college resume or the elite traits that may turn into something. More often than not, you're going to get Will Levis, not Josh Allen. So, I mean, proceed with your. I mean, proceed with caution. I wouldn't recommend it if I was a Dolphins or a or a Jets fan. I would not want my team to take a quarterback unless
It's
we had other air unless positional value didn't matter because we had other areas already sewn up, and neither
it
team
sounds like a
does.
Bills fan that's scared of a better quarterback joining the
What?
AFC.
Nah, come on, man. No, it doesn't.
Is
This is
what it
Josh,
sounds
crazy.
like
You're
you
to me.
think?
killing me with this,
Wait,
man.
This is
hold on.
crazy.
I am
When the
not a
Bills
Bills
drafted
fan.
Josh Allen, they didn't have a roster.
Hold on. I am not a
Exactly.
Bills fan. You know I don't like the Bills, but I'm sorry. Jackson Dart scaring the Bills, please.
Yes,
Can I
Jackson
say
Dart.
something, please?
This
Will
is
Yes,
Howard
crazy.
Mark.
scares
You
the
don't have
Bills. Darius
Holy
fans.
Leonard
shit!
scare the Bills.
All right, I'm
Like they
I'm
all
just
scare
gonna
the Bills.
talk until True stops. Look,
No, he's gonna
everyone,
listen. He's
that's
gonna
fine.
listen for a minute. I just moved him down. He's not getting thrown out. Don't worry.
Listen,
Go
I
ahead,
don't
Mark.
follow. Well, look, I don't follow a lot of college, but everyone who does follow college has been saying that not just this year, but next year are questionable quarterback drafts. It's like there's cream at the top, but then it's projects after that. Now, traditionally, yeah, you do take a quarterback every year until you find one, but the idea of taking one in the first round when there's a lot of unproven, like, there's a big gap, and if you have other team needs, I don't see it. That's why I see that the wiser path for the Jets is to try to get one of these retreads, one of these young guys that was pushed into a starting role and petered out with the current team, and do that in combination with a veteran quarterback and see if you can't bridge your way until you can finally, or maybe you can strike gold and
Agreed.
get lucky. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's a bunch, and especially when it's not like the Jets at this stage are a quarterback away. Like, their roster is going to be changing significantly. We don't even know what defense they're running coming in. DJ Reed's likely gone. I don't know who the starting corner is. Aside from like opposite Sauce, I don't think Morgan Moses
Well,
will be back.
Mark,
So I don't know who the starting right tackle is.
they do have Michael Carter. So the Jets do have two starting corners. To be fair.
Mark, don't you want
Yeah,
at
that's
minimum
good.
the thing that is in our control, which is to reset the cap? That's the one thing that is in the Jets' control.
Um, I don't know. I'll let the cap guys speak on that. If they think that it's time for a full cap reset, or if there's a way to kind of, uh, I don't know, ease their way down. I can't. I don't know that stuff, so I can't speak with authority on it. But I just think strategically, the idea of splashing for, I agree with what Whittle was saying. Splash that part. If you're splashing with splashing this draft for a quarterback that's after the top two, I don't know. I think it's very risky. And I know that Aaron Glenn or whoever the Jets head coach is going to be is going to have a 1 year grace period. But you're right. You can't afford to miss on a quarterback with a first round pick.
I
You can't
think the
do it.
top.
We just saw it.
I think the top two are risky. I think this is a risky quarterback draft, for what it's worth.
I want to know who the OC is going to be. Like, to me, that's the more important. I mean, outside of Jet fans, they're like, "Hey, I want Glenn out." Like, Glenn hasn't even signed, and they want him out of here and fired, and the rest of it. I don't understand any of that. But
Yep. Me
I
neither.
want to know who the OC is that they're going to pair him with, and I'm really curious to see if the next OC coming in that understands the college playbook and the pros and can actually groom a quarterback from college to the pros. Like, that's if I'm learning anything from the Jaden Daniels experiment, it's that. And I think we saw a little bit of that with Stroud too. Like, I don't know. the chances that you're going to get an elite quarterback is so slim. There's really not that many in the league. There's 32 teams, and what? There's like two or
Mark,
three
they
elite
need to get
quarterbacks.
lucky, Mark. They
You
need to get
can't.
lucky.
If you have
Now,
to
there's
hang your whole
probably
franchise on getting an elite quarterback, I
there's
don't know what you're
probably
doing.
seven, Mark. Mark, there's at least seven elite quarterbacks.
Elite? I don't
Well,
know.
okay, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar
And
Jackson,
Lamar, and that's
Dak,
Joe
it.
I
Burrow.
put Dak in there. Dak's in there.
Daki's elite now.
I
I
think
don't
Dak's
know.
up there, man. I really do.
Uh,
But
okay, can
anyway,
you put
if
Jaden
Newmark is the
Daniels in
guy,
there?
if Newmark's the guy, do we not know? Do we know if they're not going to interview a second time the DC from the Commanders? Like, is that a foregone? Like, we're just foregone conclusions that these two guys are the hires because they got their second interview rounds.
No, but
The
Jet
fan
fans
base
are
is
assuming
concluding
that.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
But if Newmark's the
Carpenter, go
guy, I would
ahead.
not be surprised if the DC from the Commanders comes back in for a second interview. Was it Witt?
That's fair. Yeah, the offensive, I mean, the defensive coordinator.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think they'll go that route, though, to be honest, Buckeye.
fair enough.
Uh, Glenn, go ahead. What's up?
Hey,
And
what's
then
up,
Joe.
everybody? Good morning.
What's up?
I got
What's
a
up?
quick question for the room. Maybe somebody can answer it. Just say we do get Aaron Glenn as our head coach, right? What kind of defense does he run? I know I watched him. He does a lot of man coverages, but I mean, does he run a 4-3, a 3-4? Do we have the right personnel to fill his defense? Is this going to be a rebuilding year on the defense? What do you guys think?
Anybody want to answer that? Or we were talking about it this morning. It's more of a blitz happy, which Joe and Clark likes. Joe will be happy that we're blitzing, but then he'll be screaming when we give up 50-yard passes. But I
Yes.
think what?
So
Go ahead.
we're going to see a totally different defense from what we're used to seeing.
Probably, yeah, more aggressive. I think Quinn and Williams will play more. There won't be that defensive rotation line. But maybe maybe the Jets hold over a couple of people from the defensive staff. Would you be upset if the Jets held on to Tony Oden? I wouldn't. I want to keep that guy. Joe, go ahead.
What's going on? No, I just feel, I just feel, especially this time around, we needed experience, man. I mean, there's certain times you could take a shot with a first-time coach, but, and I know he's not a kid. He's in his 50s. He's not, he's coached for a long time as assistant. But this team needed it, man. I mean, they had to get it right this time. There's no, it's impossible to get it wrong now. You can't get it wrong. This has to be the right guy. And I don't feel like, I'm sorry. I just feel like another first-time guy comes in here. It's hard, man, in New York. It's a lot of expectations, and it's, there's 14, 15 year no playoff drought hanging over his head already. Uh,
Yep.
I think, what I think. I think Parcells had a lot. Parcells had a lot to do with this, because him and Tannenbaum, my buddy, I'm not going to, Pete, who I'm talking about. He's very good friends with Tannenbaum, and he tells me that him and Parcells still talk a lot. And I think Parcells gave him the blessing with Glenn. He really likes Glenn, because he coached him and he knows him. I guess he knows him pretty well. I think that kind of helped put it over the top for Glenn. I mean, he's gonna sign today. They're not letting him leave the building. But it's just that I would have at least talked to McCarthy. I mean, you can say what you want about the guy. Even this year, would they win 9 games, 8 games with like no quarterback with all the injuries? The guy wins 12 games every year, and 3 years in a row in Dallas, he won 12 games until this year. And in Green Bay, the guy wins double digits wins every single year. I understand they have more talent than we do. He had a quarterback, he had Rodgers, and he had Zach. But I mean,
Given we have no
Dak,
quarterback,
Dak.
and Aaron Glenn aside,
I know,
what
but I have a feeling that, I mean, if we had gotten McCarthy, look, Aaron Rodgers he's a 1 year guy, but I mean, at least he could have
But I
maybe
just want to
Zach.
ask you a question. What's a fair evaluation to deem if a coach is working or not working? That we have no quarterback, and we have a flawed roster right now at a cap
That,
and in cap hell. What do we
I,
feel is a fair evaluation runway for a coach right now?
Well, I normally would say, and unfortunately with Salah, people will always say, "Oh, the team plays hard for him. They love him. They play hard for him." That's fine. But to me, with this coach this time around, I want a coach to come in here that's a disciplinarian,
that's going to make these guys accountable, that's going to be a leader of men, and coach the whole team, not just the defense, not just whatever. If you're an offensive coach, not just the offense, but the whole team. I don't care about X's and O's, man. It's about leading. The great coaches of all time, the Bill Parcells, the Vince Lombardis. I mean Lombardi to a point was X's and O's, but these guys were just charismatic guys that had guys would go through a wall for them. And he needs to be. Larry Glenn needs to be like a leader on this team, and has them and make these guys accountable. The Clemens and the Kinlaws of the world that are just dogs, in my opinion. And with all the bad penalties and personal fouls, can't allow that anymore. And camp has to be much tougher, man. I mean, I talked to Brian Costello a lot, and he tells me, he says, Joe, he says this is he ran the softest camp, Salah. In the 12 years he's been following, 14 years he's been following the Jets. That includes Gaze, that includes Bowles, all these guys. So I mean, they need someone to come in here and clean up all the garbage and kick ass, man, and be a disciplinarian and make these guys accountable. I mean, and I think he's, from what I'm listening to him in some interviews, he seems like he has that personality where I think players will follow him, and he's not going to put up with any shit. But I mean, like, until I see it, I mean, the bottom line is, guys, let's be honest, guys. You need talent, man. We could talk about all this stuff. I mean, you could have Don Shula here in his prime, Tom Landry. If you don't have a quarterback and you don't have talent, what good is it? It doesn't mean anything. Bill Belichick could have coached his team this year. They would have had seven wins, maybe at best, 8 wins, maybe. I mean, they still don't have the talent, man. I mean, that's the
Connor Hughes
problem.
Well,
said Steve
Joe,
Wilkes. Connor Hughes said Steve Wilkes is associated as a DC with Glenn.
just
The more
talking.
importantly, is the OC. Who's going to be the OC? That's the more important thing.
Really,
I agree,
Steve
but
was.
I want to. Can I get to a point, Joe, that you were making? It has
Jim's
to do with the
back.
GM.
Sorry, Jim.
No,
Yeah,
yo, wait. You say, you see, no, Buckeye, is that true? Steve Wilkes with
Yeah, that's what Connor
Graham.
Hughes said, that the name that's associated with him for the DC is Steve Wilkes.
Well, if that's the case, the defense will be even better. If that's the case,
yeah, and I don't expect Glenn to be calling the defense. I think he wants to be the head coach. I don't know if anyone's watched his interview with the Pivot, but he talks about how when he decided to get back into coaching or going on a route to eventually being a head coach and get back into football, he started from the ground and worked his way up because he wanted to understand all of the roles, which that's impressive to me. Um, I think for folks that are thinking that Glenn is just solid 2.0, I think it's shoddy analysis, honestly. Um, but I think Joseph makes it one of Joe's Joe. One of your very interesting points of this is about the GM, which is this roster and the talent and building that part of it. There's a lot of really important questions that the Jets are going to have to answer. With I don't know what this roster is going to look like next year. I have zero clue. There's a handful of players I think will stick around. We've got folks who want to get rid of almost everybody.
But
So
but 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 Mark, the GM is so important. People don't think the GM
yes,
is important here. It's important because who he brings in. Maybe he gets rid of the scouting staff that he has there now. I was watching that Ram game. Look at all the players they had on defense from the third round back that were like all big contributors. I mean, I'm talking about this guy Fisk, all pro rookie, fifth round, third round pick, whatever, fifth round pick. I mean, all these guys they had, Kyron Williams, fifth round pick, Cup, a fifth round pick. All these players that helped them get to where they got, and they almost pulled it off. It almost, would have been really
that's why
impressive. But
Joe, the guy who what's the guy's name that's paired with Glenn right now, where they want not pair with him on the team, but that they have connected to him. Where, uh,
Newmark,
yeah, Newmark. I was
Newmark.
looking this guy up, and what didn't he help Washington rebuild their roster and help Detroit
I think he was
rebuild
only there
theirs?
1 year. He
he,
was with
he, he
Detroit.
only did
He was with
1 year.
Detroit, wasn't he? With Detroit for years.
He was in Detroit for 26 years.
Yeah, how'd that work out?
26
Yeah, how'd
years,
that work
right?
out?
Right.
Some
Yeah, but Joe, let me comment. To be fair, Joe, they did
You,
draft
you
a
guys
I
missed. You
franchise
know,
guys
but
missed the
quarterback.
whole part of the
they've been
49ers.
garbage. They've been garbage for
Well,
50
you
years,
skipped
except for
over
the
the whole
last 2 years.
49ers build. He was a part of that.
and
Oh,
When?
what also is not being
How
talked
old?
about
How
is
old is this guy? How old is he? Is this guy in his 60s? How old is he?
Uh, we don't know. And guys, the name of the space is Glenn and Newmark. That's not a Newmark
That,
Torres. This
that
is
sounds like
Mark.
a law firm,
That's
you
not
know.
for
I don't
Mark.
know.
Sorry, Mark.
what also is not being talked about is how many guys are going to follow Glenn, players. If you guys
Yeah.
remember when Salah come here,
that's
the
a great
only
point.
players we got
Just
that
give me
followed him
Hutchinson and I'll be happy. Give me Hutchinson.
was first round draft picks that washed out in 49ers camp.
Well,
Yep.
you know what?
Yeah.
If
Tevin
If
Coleman.
you actually want to see who's going to come with him this year, all you gotta do is take a look at who are free agents
Yeah,
on
yeah,
Detroit.
that's what I'm saying. Like I talked about this before, but Carlton Davis, who's known to have a great relationship with Aaron Glenn, he was a pretty pivotal role in terms of being in that man coverage scheme, and being the number one corner. He's going to be a free agent.
Yeah, Joe would be happy with
And if
him.
I'm not
You,
mistaken,
you
He'd be
literally, I
happy
mean,
with him.
Jerry, you're right. And check this out. I'm gonna go on the deep end with this right here, and you might not like it because Aaron Glenn and Steve Wilkes do like to play a lot of man and blitzing. Sauce is not a good fit.
nope.
Uh-oh, Joe, get
With
him out
Carl,
of here,
if I'm not
Joe.
mistaken, wasn't we after Carl?
Sauce, not
I
June.
have
I
to
think
see. Sauce has to show me a lot next year. I need to. I need to. I'm right now. I am so down on him right now that I need to see a lot from him next
He
year.
needs
A
good
lot.
coaching, Joe. That's
I
the
got a
thing.
question for Joe.
Yeah, so do I. Let me just ask this before Mark gets me. Joe, who are you more down on, Sauce or David Stearns?
That's a tough one, bro. You might have to come back to me for that one. That's really tough. That's about as equal. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. They're both equally just bad. I don't know.
All right, back to
PD, given
football. Sorry,
June
Mark.
is in Notre Dame depression, give him back to co-host.
He's such
I'm
a
having a good day
fucking
myself. Give him
ass,
back to co-host.
Such a
All right.
I gotta take this shit for until next fucking college season. I didn't sign up for this shit. Mark, do something, bro. Help me out.
Look,
Buckeye,
these
you had me a
college
little nervous
guys
last night,
are.
Buckeye.
Yeah, let them go.
That got a little dicey late there. I'm telling you. I don't know. I thought I got. Thank God they were up 31-7 because that got dicey.
Well, I'm telling you now, Sauce he's going to. It's
Sauce is either
All
gonna have to
right,
play
June.
Glenn's game or he's gonna be
June, I
traded.
need to talk to you about. Hold
back,
on, June. I
nigga.
need to talk to you about
Yeah,
Sauce Gardner.
please. This is
Oh
nuts.
shit! I got a chance to talk to Mark. Come on now, let's
Yeah, I
go.
got to talk to you about this because look, the guy Sauce Gardner came from a winning program and then 2 years was All Pro, and I'm sure it burned him to see Stingley get the first team All Pro over him, and he wasn't even like this is a down year for him. You don't think that Sauce Gardner with excellent coaching could at least return to form, if not be better?
No, no, because of his technique, now that the league
Wait,
has a
so
narrative.
technique is set in stone? Is that
Of
your
the
argument?
No, what I'm saying is that because now the narrative is out that the guy holds and pulls and constantly
Who cares?
PIs,
The narrative
they're
is out
looking
on
for it.
June. The
No,
narrative is out on
they're
Mahomes and Josh Allen that they flop and look for calls. Is that hurting their ability to be successful in the league?
no,
No.
no, 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 no,
You
no, no.
telling me
You're
Sauce
not.
can't improve?
Mark, you're not getting it. What I'm saying is the refs are looking for it now. They're looking for, and let's
Oh
be honest.
man.
Wait, and let's be honest. The last 2 years, even though it wasn't called, he was still doing it. They just wasn't calling it. So now that it's out on him, the referees are looking for it. That's the only technique he knows how to play. He's a he's a good zone. He's a good zone corner. He's not a man corner. He's just not that.
All right. So I'm just curious. So if the Jets get, let's say they get Glenn, they coach him up, and Sauce does well, will you come back in the room and apologize for your words on Sauce Gardner?
Listen, I would love to sit there and apologize if that was the case. I would love
All
to.
right.
You know, I, look,
I'm gonna
look, look,
choose. I'm gonna choose to be
I
behind
want
a
to see my
two-time All-Pro in his first 2 years.
players succeed, Mark. I don't see it in him. He doesn't strike
What's
me as
that, June? I'm
someone.
sorry, you broke up.
Well, Garrett Wilson succeeded, June, and you want him gone.
Listen,
You think I'm not saying you want him gone, but you think he's going to ask
But
out.
He's
June,
hurting. He wants everybody gone. I understand
Yeah.
you,
wait, wait,
man.
wait,
I get
wait,
it.
wait, 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 wait. Right, I don't want him gone, but yes, he will act. Look, I said the same thing beginning of the season, and then what did your boy Rich Cimini say? Oh, there's rumblings that he wants to be traded. So any whatever I said wasn't wrong. It was, and in fact, it was true. If that was the rumblings, yes. But
June, if
but
there's
but
one
but
thing I'm certain of when it comes to the press, is that one, they're not fans, and two, I think some of the press, like, they're a okay with the team bursting into flames
You-
because it means more clicks for articles they do. They are not fans. They do not have the best interest of the team at heart. All right. They have a
Mark,
job to do.
Mark,
I understand their job. I
Mark,
get it.
Mark, Mark. One thing about this fan base is that they refuse to look at the writing on the wall in any situation. It's absolutely logical that that man saying, you know what? I stayed here for 3 years, had two of the worst seasons I've ever had in my football career, and now they're gonna try to sit there and ask me to stick on, and they don't even have a fucking quarterback. So why would I stay?
But you know, I
It's
haven't seen the
logic.
fan base be right about a whole lot when it comes to the Jets. I remember the
Eh,
majority of the fan base wanting Robert Saleh fired after week 5. People were doing cartwheels about it.
Yo,
Look at how that
And
decision
June
turned
would
out.
only keep
yeah,
Thomas Hennessy if he was the
I can't,
GM.
I can't wait till Robert Sala get a job, Mark, so you can go ahead and get down back with him.
I think as a DC, he's going to be exceptional. But that's the only side of the ball he's got to worry about. He's done it with.
Well, Mark, he's going in for Mark. He's got a second interview with
I saw
Jacksonville
that.
Yes.
I
again.
don't know if they're going to give him the head. I don't know. Well, I don't know what they're going to do. I really don't. But
Pause, Mark. Give him the head.
oh wow,
Give him the head coach job.
What's
oh,
his
you're,
new
you're doing that? It's a
going
little
to
early.
be
Um,
motto? What's his motto in Jacksonville going to be? June.
What'd you
All
say?
bark, no bite.
Yeah, yeah.
all right, here we go.
Look what you started, Petey.
Yeah, I'll blame it on
Yo,
Pete.
yo, look, I like that. I like that right there. That's gonna be the new saying. All fuck.
All bark, no bite.
I still like losing
Brandon,
the
jump
twos.
in.
Hey, good
Yo,
morning, PD. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. I
What's
already
up?
know what it
good
is. I
morning.
already
What's
know what
up?
it is. I see you, JB. I see y'all. I see you, Mark. Hey, bro, why don't you let me have Aaron Glenn, dog? Why y'all gotta be selfish? Y'all gonna let me come to New Orleans?
Oh, you want Aaron Glenn on the Saints, huh?
Come on now, PD. You know I gotta have somebody, man. You know the rest of the candidates are
Yeah.
bad.com, man.
Don't
You
worry,
know, take it
Brandon.
Wait,
Jet
personal.
fans
Hopefully,
want to run Glenn out of town already, and he hasn't even completed
Listen,
his second
man.
interview.
hopefully
Listen,
Glenn can
man.
steal Rizzy.
They're trying to palm me off Mike McCarthy, man. I said, listen, man. I had Mike McCarthy as a coordinator before, but Jim Haslam was here. I'm good. But
hey, hey,
listen.
hey, B, let me tell you something. If, because first of all, he comes in today for a second interview, then he's supposed to go to you on Wednesday.
Hey man,
If that,
he not.
if
It's snowing here. It's snowing here, so I don't know if he gonna be able to make it here.
now, let me say this though. If the Jets don't sign him by today or tonight or tomorrow morning, then you have a chance to not let him out of the building.
I need Aaron Glenn, man. I need somebody, dog.
Yeah, and you guys are in worse shape than us. Well,
No, they're not.
you still
No,
have a
they're not.
well in salary cap wise, not quarterback wise. I'll give them
Okay.
that.
Cat we're a disaster. We bad.com. We're
Yeah,
worse than
Yeah.
we're the worst in the business.
they still have Derek Carr.
Yeah.
Who wanted to be a Jet, by the way?
Yeah,
He,
Curtis.
it,
We're gonna wrap up soon, Brandon. Let me just get to Curtis and then stay up here, Brandon.
Hey,
All right,
Good,
real
good
quick.
morning, gentlemen,
What's up?
HC,
ladies,
what up,
everybody.
brother?
Good morning, but good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, Aaron Glenn, that's a wrap, bro. He's not even making. They already rescheduled all New Orleans interviews for a week. That just came out like a couple hours ago. So it's a wrap. They got the GM, they got the HC. New Orleans, y'all gonna be all right, man. Y'all probably gonna get what y'all really need, and y'all be fine. Y'all just gotta rebuild bad, just like us. So. That's
so
all I want
Aaron
to
Glenn.
say. I just want to
So
jump in because I knew y'all was getting ready to get off.
Yeah, uh, but here's the thing, though. If you're only gonna, why are you gonna only second interview one guy and that's it?
Well, if
Listen,
he's
Why
your
don't you
guy,
just?
why interview anybody else?
why anybody else? Yep. Why anybody
They're,
else?
they're probably going to talk
It's a wrap.
contract. Tell him he's the guy and talk contract. It ain't really even an interview.
Yeah, all right. I mean, that's fair.
I mean, you think they would have scheduled second interviews with other candidates if they were even considering them, don't you?
Again.
Good point. Schmacken, you came up. What's up, Schmacken? Schmacken. Hey. All right, he's not here. Anybody got any closing
I got a
thoughts?
I
question.
do,
Is
Pete.
that really June or is that Ed Reed?
Ugh,
He looks like Ed Reed.
he's down. That's
That's
doom and
June.
gloom. Good talking to you, dude. Dude, I don't know if
He
I've seen you
changed
this
it
low
though.
as a fan, man. It's tough. It's tough to hear. Um, I think, look, if it is Aaron Glenn and it's what everyone's assuming, I think he deserves a shot. I think the folks that are saying, "Oh, it's already a failure and are rooting for him to fail before he's even," I don't understand that.
We all
I
lived
want to
through
see
the
what
gay
kind of
stares
staff he
like
builds.
Mark. We all lived through the gay stares. I didn't want Gase, but I still rooted for the Jets.
Yeah, I
Unfortunately.
Yeah,
think
guys.
they're going to be.
Go ahead. Well, I'm gonna wrap up. If the Jets do hire somebody, I will open. But we'll open.
Jets' new motto for the year: blow it up.
No.
Say it again.
All right.
All
So
right, Boomer. Go eat your
Say it
coffee.
again. Say it again.
yeah. So we'll be on
June, blow it
in the
up.
morning.
Blow it up.
I do have a guest coming on tomorrow morning to talk some draft prospects. Tune in. Appreciate you guys. June, Mark, nice to see you back up here. Buckeye, thanks for helping today.
To hell with
Brandon,
Buckeye.
Hector, Jarek,
To hell with Buckeye.
JB. I don't know if CB's opening later, but if CB opens, he's in the afternoon. Nelson's in here. Geo, Jake, two Jakes, Sal Goodman. What up? Have a great day, guys. Anybody else?
Later,
Yeah.
Petey.
Yeah. You know what? Where's Jerick at?
I'm here.
Let's do it, brother.
Tear it down.
Tear it
Tear
down.
it down.
Yeah. Oh, I
Jarek,
love it.
Jarek,
Yeah.
Jarek,
Yeah.
Jarek, go Buckeyes.
You
That's
know what, Petey?
fucked
I'm just
up.
gonna
See,
ignore that.
see, hey, yo, that's some bullshit, bro.
I'm
Really?
just gonna ignore it.
Heck,
We
heck,
gotta.
heck, heck, join
Yep,
in
I'm
with us,
in.
brother.
I'm in. We gotta get Petey to come over to the dark side.
Oh
We
my
gotta blow
God.
this thing up.
I would love to see that shit right there. One more time, fellas, on the count of three. One, two,